To get your information. To spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba. What I want? Yes, what you about today? School TV. Yes, what you about today? School TV. Skidibidi dabado. Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stanton with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia.
Hello and welcome to the program, Spoon Talk, your most informative program in Liberia. Let me say good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all of you who are following us right now. It doesn't matter where you are. And my name is Baron Brown. Yeah. And let me say hello to Mr. Jeans Kude Flomo. Jeans, how are you doing?
I'm okay. You getting me?
Yes, you are okay, bro.
Well, I'm doing pretty well, Chief. How you doing?
Well, we felt God, thank you, bro. I mean, we are just around. This part, the problems, one or two problems. I mean, we are just okay. How is the status with you, Jeans?
Well, the study is okay. I'm currently doing my final. Yeah, and at least Barry is doing well, man. Eh?
Your thesis?
I mean, final and TC are they the same? You just going to cut it off for nothing.
But if you tell me you're ready TC now, then I will take issue. I'll call my picking mountain to take.
Free money you spending in because you don't even know the difference.
How you coming on? That a princess.
I'm doing good, Byron. How are you?
Well,
Yeah, we're
I'm
good.
okay. Tell God, thank you for life, and I hope you are okay as well.
I am. I'm doing well. I tell God thank you too.
Yeah, yeah.
Enjoying my summer. I was out in my yard working
Mm.
today. I like to do that. So, how are you guys doing?
Yes, we are okay.
Yeah, we are great.
It's good to know. It's good. I want to say hello to Liberians. I want to welcome all of you to the show. It's going to be another spirited conversation as usual
Mm.
here today. And I hope that you will enjoy the comments that we're going to make today. And I hope that you will participate by either having a conversation about what you hear or either commenting in the commentator section. Uh, so share the show if you haven't done that already. And we'll wait for the panelists to come on in. But before we do that, I'm going to go back to Baron and also then to Good Day. And then we'll hear what's going on in Liberia, get some trendy issues. So let's start with that. Baron.
Yeah, Dr. Richardson, please give me a few minutes. I want to leave the live right now, and I want to do a setup to,
Okay, no
All
worries.
right, Chairman.
Then Good Day, I will have a conversation. Good Day, how are you?
Well, I get complaint. God money me. Everything is okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so what do you have on your own issues to discuss? What's going on? What's with you? Do you have anything or you want to wait for Bar to come back first?
Yeah, that Baron come back. At least he will begin, and I will end up.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully it wouldn't be long. But as we wait, I just want to I'm looking at the feed over here. I just want to welcome some of our, audience, our listeners. I want to welcome Yaya Kamara. I also want to welcome Tipos PK Dempster. I also want to welcome Jonah Danny Beliki, I believe. And if your name is too hard, I'm going to skip over it because I don't want to butcher it, okay? I want to welcome Nora Kamenda. I also want to welcome Bookman's son, Joseph Kamara. Cole Gloria Foka Moba. She's always here. Thank you, Cole. I want to also welcome Moses Kamara. I want to welcome Bar. If you're back, just give me a thumbs up. Are you back?
yes, I'm back.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Thank you. So we're gonna just turn our attention over to Baron, and
Mm.
then we'll go to Good Day because Good Day wanted to wait for you to come, Baron, so we can have a discussion of the trending issues in the country. So, what are the trending issues, Baron?
Well, from my end, today the Deputy Minister for Public Affairs at the Ministry of Information, Mr. Jalawa Tumpo, he had a press conference today where he said he did not, state the specific date, but he said very soon the government of Liberia will come up with the investigation of our findings in the case with the little girl who was allegedly murdered in the home of former Justice Musu Scott in your home. He said very soon the government will come up with an investigation or to inform the public what led to the incident. So today, Jalawa Tumpo, he made that identical revelation. He said the Liberian people will soon be informed about what led to the incident. Additionally, uh, Ambassador McCarthy, the U.S. ambassador to Liberia, has sent an identical video clip to Jean Gude Flumbo. I know he has it right now, where he expressed serious concern over the rooting in the drug, case, where those individuals who were accused of allegedly, bringing in over 100 million United States dollars worth of drug into the country, where they were vindicated by our court. Mr. McCarthy, or Ambassador McCarthy, he had a press conference today where he expressed his own disappointment. And additionally, he also called on Liberian, those politicians who attended the Farmington Declaration in the program, where they signed, a deal to maintain peace and stability in the country. And basically, he expressed his own disappointment over the incident that happened at the church of Senator Prince Johnson, where men believed, to be seditious, where they are going to disturb his church. According to the ambassador, he said it is troubling for the democracy of Liberia, and he also condemned what happened at the church of Senator Prince Johnson. So James Goodley Flomo, he has the audio. I sent the video to him. So basically, those are the trending issues, some of the trending issues in the country. One, it has to do with the report, the investigation. The government has said that very soon they will inform the Liberian people who are led to the death of, what's the name of the girl, Jeans?
I don't know I forgot her name already, but you're talking about Gloria Mususka daughter, right?
Gloria
her name just slipped my mind.
Me too. I can't, which is so bad, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I will stop here for now. So those are some of the trending issues we have in our country.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna save the clip that you sent to James for when the panelists come in. We'll be discussing our views and thoughts on what the ambassador said today. So we're just gonna hold that for a little bit. But good day. Do you have anything else to add to what Chairman Byron said?
Yes.
Somebody said a girl named Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte.
Yes, whoever said, yeah, you guys are so great. Thank you for reminding us. It's Charlotte. Yes, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yes, a couple of days ago, we saw a press statement in the media, both traditional and the new media that has to do with the social media, where folks believed to be members of the CPP Global in CPP Global. What's the correct name that they call them with? Yeah. So at this CPP Global, as we saw it, and some of those who were named in our press statement that they resigned today, I think 2 or 3 of them had a press conference in Nimba saying they did not resign, and according to them, their colleagues talk about one of the reasons why they left their organization has to do with Mr. Cummings not speaking any local language. And in their press statement, they said Cummings, that is a fake story. They said Cummings is one of those who speaks the local language. So they said they are not part of those who left. They are still part of the CPP Global Neighbor chapter, and their organization is intact. So those who left, it was their right to leave, but they should not blame it on Mr. Cummings not speaking any local language, because they believed, and it is confirmed, that he can speak, and he can speak local language. They said that in their press statement. And another one has to do with the Unity Party. The Unity Party is expected to storm Monrovia and beyond in the coming days with about 25 pickups and 73 motorbikes, brand new. And according to sources, those equipment are intended to continue or to enhance the rescue mission, where they are expected to go all out in the 15 subdivision in the 15 subdivisions of our country. And they will also make sure the villages are not left alone. So where car cannot reach, they will use those motorbikes to be there. So initial 73 motorbikes are expected to storm Liberia, and initial 25 pickups are also expected to join the rescue team. And we get the information not yet confirmed that the Unity Party is expected to present Mr. Jeremiah Kuhn or Senator Jeremiah Kuhn, quote unquote, rescue two to the people of Nimba next month. I'm told, but not confirmed, on the 10th of next month, and still trying to confirm that. So they are expected to present him to his people, like the way you did in Grand Bassa County. They are expected to turn him over to his people and say, yes, this is your son, and we picked him to help rescue the country. And
Can I come in?
yeah, go ahead.
I just received a coaching information, and I just want to share this with the public, and that the register as a feedback from my end, that Senator Zopeno, this guy from the what's the name of the county?
Grand
County. Yeah, Grand Gila County, Senator Zopeno, Zopeno. He's about to pledge his support to Ambassador Joseph Boakai. Yes, so that's the information, the coaching information that I just received. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
who did he previously support?
CDC.
They're jumping around that you said, but I can understand it.
He won on the CDC ticket. You know, this has always been the case of Liberia, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not presuming that Joseph Boakai is going to win the election. I have no indicator to say that. But we saw it during the 2017 presidential election. President Weah, at first we saw people pledging support. 19 senators crossed over to Joseph Boakai. And during the second round, the unbelievable things started happening. People we did not expect to cross over to President Weah or Senator Weah at the time, everyone just started crossing, going so, coming so. So I don't know why politicians will always do that. Maybe they can see the future. I'm not saying in any way Joseph Boakai is going to win the election. That's why they're crossing over to him, because 19 of them supported him and he lost massively. He lost 14 counties and won only one county. So even if 20 or 29 is supporting, that is not still an indicator that he's going to win, because we saw Joseph Boakai, quote unquote, in 2017 during the first round received the highest endorsement in Liberia's history in terms of presidential election. He received the highest in 2017, but he still lost. Almost every institution in Liberia, Jane Flomo group of people united endorsed Boakai. Jeremiah Kuhn group of people united endorsed.
Can I come in before that origin comes in?
Yeah, I'm coming. Let me just end up with this. So we saw all of those people supporting Joseph Boakai, but he lost 14 counties, only one. So it is not new to us. Yeah.
No, but James, in this case, it is different, right? It is different. If you look at what is happening today, Joseph Boakai as an individual, he was battled by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You cannot.
That was not proven. We did not see any fight.
Thank you.
He was battled.
That is a fact. Who are you?
We heard.
I was the lead campaigner. You were nobody.
Thank you.
So
He was battled.
Hello.
Mr. Fagon.
I'm coming
Mr. Fagon, do you have any evidence for us to see whether that was a fact?
I am the evidence, and the people on the live feed will tell you.
This time,
I thought you said I was a nobody in 2017.
So, geez, let me end now. So the narrative has changed, right? Today you have many opposition parties joining JMB, supporting him. So you have individuals joining GMB, and at the same time, political institutions joining him. So this time around, The narrative is different. So you cannot use what happened in 2017 to what is
James,
happening today.
Barbara, James, hold on one second.
That is how research are done.
James, hold on.
Huh?
How are research done?
Start by
Is
saying,
this a research?
James, they start by saying that he is not speaking to suggest that Boakai is going to win or lose. He's just talking from his experience. He already made that very clear.
But the experience does not hold water.
Okay, Mr. Fagon.
What are you talking about? His experience does not hold water.
Yeah, Minister Fagon.
Evidence. I keep on asking for evidence.
He said that Joseph Boakai received the highest endorsement in 2017. That statement is false.
I said during the first round. No. You are misquoting me.
You say I don't care whether it's the first.
No. That's
no. If he said during the first round, then that's what he said.
Boakai received the highest endorsement in
during
the history. You use the word history.
I said during the first round.
Well, maybe we'll have to play. We can't settle that right now. We'll have to play the clip. James is right here. James said if he missed, maybe wait now. Mr. So if James said that Joseph Boakai received the highest support in the first round, that is a false statement.
We have indicators.
Endorsement. He didn't say support. He said endorsement. He received the highest.
Can you define the difference between support
Joseph Boakai received endorsements from 19 senators in the Senate.
Not only that.
Now, secondly, how many parties, like the CDC that had a coalition that was built and brought everybody on board, how many parties joined Unity Party?
So Minister Fagon,
in 2017, to end this. How many? Wait, say you want food, Dr. Francine.
Nobody fooling anyone. Okay. You cannot get into a conversation in the root cause.
I say your statement is false.
No, it is not false.
I say it's false, so I got to prove. Now,
you how can you prove?
How can you
but you are not in the CDC.
They have not in it.
You were not in the CDC. You are not part of in the CDC.
But did I say that? How you be mad at what for having indicators?
Who get fair with James? James, why somebody can pop behind a park to go pop in now? I can't get best with him forwarding.
Yeah, but when you just interrupting him, that's why you like.
I'm not interrupting him. Not on the floor. I say his statement is false, so I won't prove it. He don't want me to prove that his statement is false.
But I want to prove it. I have not learned that. Allow me.
At that time, I was the lead campaigner. Any challenge to that?
You were not.
Speaking with facts.
You were not.
James challenged you. You say you are not.
But he was not.
Show me the lead campaigner. Because my own one coming to show you proof. Unlike you, so let me show the proof. Don't distract me. Madam Moderator, Dr. Francine Chinere Richardson, extraordinary plenipotentiary when it comes to moderating on the nation's biggest platform. No even butterfly can even try it when it comes to moderating. You have one people, both the emotional side, the political side, and the fashion you bring. Now you talk about my green shades today, you can't bring brown. No, there's no party where you brown. Now only brown, you know, brown me and him.
Whatever.
Now, 19 senators, that's it. Like Gabriel McIntosh them. Nathaniel Barnes them, like all the people that were endorsing, all the political parties that came join. How many political parties joined the Unity Party? 0. As a matter of fact, as compared to the fiction, or in comparison to the fiction, the Unity Party split. Ellen Kehoe half, JMB were left with half. He did extremely well. PYJ and all the other people are talking about big hands. Did not endorse Boakai. Bromsky, he said, let them go. Anybody want to go anywhere? You'll go. Cummins, he said, my hand out there. I don't want tomorrow to be hell. Everybody, that was it. The old man kept moving. And today, the polls now show him in double digits with nobody even close.
What pool?
So, well now, James, what I can tell you, my thing is, James said the man received the highest endorsement. I'm telling you first.
He said during the
after
first
your
round.
opinion, I will provide facts.
I just gave you facts. So when you come with a counter argument, say this amount of political
Okay,
parties
Mr. Macron. Mr. Macron.
or this amount of politicians to include the Bromsky you need, the Prince Johnson you need, the Alexander Cummings you need, you must need them. We call it facts.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Macron, please hold on. I didn't allow James to land because we got to move on with this show. I also want to welcome Mr. Lami Parkour, who just came in very quietly, unlike Mr. Falcon, who came in for storm. James, good day. Do you want to land your thoughts?
Yes.
Thank
you.
Okay,
let's go back again. Let's go back to.
And please, let's not interrupt James. James is protected, please. So we'll let him finish his thoughts, and then we'll carry on our show. Thank you, James.
Okay. So again, let's go back to 2017. My point is 2017 during the first run. During the first run, President Weah had a coalition. 3 parties came together to form the current CDC that we have.
Correct.
During the first round, Senator Johnson contested on his own. During the first round, Cummings won. I'm saying before the first round, people who supported Boakai, the support that Boakai received at the time, 19 Liberian senators declared their support for former Vice President Joseph Boakai. And after, because political parties were still contesting to win the first or the second round, Joseph Yuma Boakai Liberians who provided coverage, like me, who was a journalist, Joseph Yuma Boakai received many endorsements from organizations like I name examples like saying Jingude Flomo People Incorporated endorsed Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai endorsed, I can say he received many endorsements during the first round, then President George Manning, then Senator Weah at the time. Where things turned around, when we went for the second round.
So why you can't name their people then?
I said institutions. Did I say political institutions?
They ain't got name.
So when we went back for the second round, it was the time people like Prince Senator Johnson, political institutions, and other political parties. I think I attended a press conference about 5 political parties endorsed Weah. And that's where I came from saying, why when these people see, when we are going to elections, sometimes they will see a side and they will just keep supporting that person. That came about when Grand Gila County, when Byron talked about the Grand Gila County senator, getting ready to endorse Joseph Boakai. And again,
that woman as psychiatrist, when she hear that you can't find your words, then she can be thinking different. Don't see her motivating you.
I'm telling you something that I said, and I said it is not an indicator to say Joseph Boakai will win or he will
let's
lose.
start the show, man.
Yeah.
Okay. That is
all
what
right.
I said,
Thank
right?
you, James. Thank you very much.
Just read the live feed. They posted Jim Stop talking at you.
Thank you
No,
very
because
much.
I'm not talking.
Let me
start my show. I beg you. Okay. So we just want to welcome all of our viewers, our listeners, our commentators to Spoon Network, Spoon Talk. And so I'm going to just give the panelists an opportunity to just tell me what's on their mind today. And then James, could they please get the tape ready with the ambassador? Okay.
It's ready.
Okay, good. So let me start with Councillor Lami Parkour first. I believe he was here first. What's on your mind today?
Listening to our program the other day when we're pushing these people to policy.
Wait, now that the voice is sounding bad.
Yeah, Baron, his mic is not open.
Yeah.
So is it better?
It sounds like in a hole.
Okay. Let me see.
Speak. Let me hear you, Mr. Councillor Parkour. Speak.
I was saying that it looks like the ambassador was listening.
That general.
Yes.
That emergency. Just go ahead. We are doing.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead. Speak, Councillor Parkour. We'll get there.
You go to the other panel.
Yeah, go to the other panelists.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Fagon, what is on your mind today? You muted. Talk to us. We can't
You
hear
saw
you.
how I came in, the excitement,
I
the
see the
exuberance,
excitement.
the
I see the,
energy,
yeah.
the joy, the
Uh-huh.
passion.
Mhm.
Oh my God. You feel good. Look who show up.
Yeah.
You're not even winter time. See what you wearing.
Welcome, Center.
Why you gotta welcome him?
Yeah, welcome you. I'm also welcome Center. I'm also welcome everybody else.
No. There are certain people you don't welcome that origin.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's coming now to Ale. Oh, the origin get more away again because they say Kumi's get speech today. What I want gotta do with your job? It's okay.
Cummins get speech today.
That
No,
means
actually, Charlene Bronsky was on the radio station. She gave a
No, but we're not talking about
I
Shine
really,
Bronsky. We said
well,
Cummins. The
that's what
Cummins get
I wanted
speech
to
today.
talk about. Charlene.
I said the Cummins get speech today. Then my
I said
question,
no,
yes
and
or no?
and I get a follow up with.
We were talking
Charlene.
about Charlene's speech today,
I
but we
told
just
you
asked
not to
question.
welcome
The
him.
Cummins
He
get
listen
speech
to
today.
me.
So Cummins at the US ambassador now.
Mr. Fagan, yes, I'll listen to you.
Yes, let me speak, yeah. You asked me what's on my mind.
Yes.
Baron say he giving you breaking news. Baron, you don't even see nothing yet. Dodi then can get you long rope. And this is what is on my mind as one of it out of the two. Look, the people are the most loyal political constituency in the entire country. In 2005, they went for George Weah. In 2011, they went for George Weah. In 2017, they went for George Weah. Their loyalty is nothing to joke with. And at the end of the day, having suffered for 18 unbroken years, 12 of which was a sacrifice under Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, where they were marginalized, ostracized, politically excommunicated, and eventually politically annihilated. At the end of the day, the men they labor for and suffer for, Usman, Alaji, George Foklekon, Mane, Joseph Anokon Bekube, we came to power. And for the last 6 years, they've been one of the least attended to counties. Even committing like visitation, he's not been able to do it 3 times to his most loyal group of people. They may be small, but just like mosquitoes, if you think mosquito is too small to cause damage, wait until it sits on your testicles. You will know the power of the mosquito. And these people are hurting. For the last 6 years, they've done everything on their own. Nothing from George Weah. He's even ashamed to go back to them. So they have suffered for 18 years. They call Zoplano, they say, we are crown people, but loyalty is not stupidity. And they left him with that. He has no choice. Now, the second thing is, Fagon, what made you happy? Hey, yeah. We are 2 hours, pool, Dr. Rachel, we're not waiting for nobody. The poll show his JMB in double digit with nobody else in the even distant third. Yeah, of course, he's saying now over there, yaba. He won't come in, but he's stuck.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, what is happening in the country? I close by saying to you,
thank you.
Majority of the people you see following JMB is the fact that they have established the fact that if they were to take a third alternative or a fourth alternative, there was none. And here is why they say there was none. They say, Fagon, after you, no, the 30 seconds. After you people show the Pan-African Capital Group and you were able to prove to us, and we counter-check it, and it was accurate, that the third and the fourth in person of Cummins and Moniba both work for, with, and alongside Ellen, and alongside everything that has happened to us since 2007. We accept it as a fact. It has been verified, and therefore we have no choice but to go with JMB.
Okay, thank you.
I respectfully submit on that note. That is why I'm so happy.
Thank you. Thank you for being happy. Councillor Kapoor.
Somebody say Eugene Fagon get talking medicine. Ain't that put disrespectful?
I think the person actually meant that Eugene Fagon listens to a lot of Alex Jones. Eugene, looking at you listen to Alex Jones a lot, right?
You ever yell at Bremen Alex Jones?
No, I say you listen to him a lot, apparently. You
But
know.
where he from? What country he in?
But
But who is Alex Jones? Who they call Alex Jones again?
don't pretend like you know who Alex Jones is, Eugene.
No, I don't. I watch John King. I
You know all
watch
the
Anderson
conspiracy theories
Cooper.
that can be spewing? They basically they sound like Alex Jones stuff. You know,
But who is Alex Jones?
You know who Alex Jones is?
No,
You know,
honestly, I really don't know.
Let me just go ahead. It looks like
Why they make a conference statement with the Nina? You know, you sit down alongside
you know who Alex Jones is? The
Okay,
conspiracy
let's protect our councillor now.
Alex Jones was sued by the kids that they got killed by their family members for some
that school shooting.
Yes, Alex Jones, he was sued, and he made up his own story. But let's move on, man.
But they want the facts. So thank God now, Alex Jones.
Okay.
So that they race between Tiawan now.
But let's protect the councillor now.
It looks like the ambassador actually been listening to the program, because the part of the press conference I heard today condemning the action on the disruption of the church service a couple of Sundays ago. He also made mention of the fact that we have to move these elections into an issues-based elections, or scrutinize the platforms of all the candidates, and tell the Liberian people. He added, tell the Liberian people who presents the best opportunity, not just sit on the radio or on these different platforms and just be spewing out conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So I think we didn't need an ambassador. We didn't need an ambassador to tell us this. We should actually take the cue ourselves and decide what's best for our country.
Oh, you got stuck.
Alex Jones, Sonny, you see Alex Jones internet.
Excuse me, Mr. Fagon. Morovia, please, you there? Let me just text Miss TT and let her know. But so
they know that Richardson. They know they will face it.
Okay, all right.
They know he's.
Well, then let's go to you then. Your thoughts.
And we'll make it interesting, because it's good to that we can be here. It's been really. Listen, we're talking about Grand Judy. I just want to come from that angle about Grand Judy and Fagon. It's important for us to understand that Zoe panel, if this information is accurate, if it is accurate, and folks, don't go after us now. We are just getting these breaking news as we speak. The Unity Party, Joseph Yima Boakai Kiam, they've been in meeting all day long, meeting different folks. If it is true that Zopena he will be supporting Joseph Yima Boakai, that's a big news. I also want to say here also that we will be calling George Solo. You guys know George Solo. He been on our program. A dear brother and friend to George Manawia. George Soto will be calling him to come and participate by way of the cell phone. George Soto will also tell us, he making up his mind to run for the seat, the senatorial seat in Grand Jida. He been in Grand Jida for almost 2-3 weeks. So therefore, we'll be listening to George Soto as to what's going on from that end. Guys, say what you want to say. President George Manawia, when he took over, he enjoyed the working relationship with these guys, with those senators. They signed on every agreement and every budget. The majority of them signed on the budget. They did everything President George Manawia wanted them to do. But what is shocking to me, to years open on, Edwin Mervyn Snow is contemplating seriously whether he should stick with CDC, his best friend George Manawia, or whether he will switch over to Joseph Yimambwaka because of Jeremiah Kuhn. James Banning, and you can talk about Alex Stoddard. You know, Alex Stoddard is coming back again, and we're hearing that he will be supporting Joseph Yimambwaka. And even the Western guy that we all talk about on the show, that if he doesn't make it to the second round, he applies a legend to Joseph Yimambwaka. Something is happening, folks. This is very, very strange. I know James, you're going to tell us, listen, folks, Joseph Yimambwaka has 19 senators. Yeah, and then we agree. But this is different terrain, different system. And I was speaking to someone today. They said, Stanton, but you know what happened? And I said, no. They said George Manawia is the campaign manager for UP, for Joseph Yimambwaka. And I said, how so? They say everything President Weah is doing, he's running a Joseph Yimambwaka campaign. He is running a Joseph Yimambwaka campaign. Civil servant not getting paid, you are running a Joseph Yimambwaka campaign. A little girl that will stand on the street and just go ahead and say, please help pay our teachers. You are running a Joseph Yimambwaka campaign. Mysterious death in the country, no answer. You are running a Joseph Yimambwaka campaign. You must say you're running also Komis and Tewan Gonglo campaign. It's true because those are opposition. Drugs in the country that the ambassador he's so disappointed. Over $100 million worth of drugs. And the system allowed those people to be acquitted. You are running a Joseph Yimambwaka Komis Tewan Gonglo opposition campaign. You are. You are. $11 million for rice subsidies. Gone. You are running the opposition campaign. Make no mistake. President George Manawia is the chief campaigner for the opposition. And this person said to me, but Stanton, why Joseph Yimambwaka just sitting, doing nothing, and he just getting up in the polls? You open the phone out right now. You say you can say the same thing about Komis Tewan Gonglo, but I'm going to rest and I'm going to take my side and just listen. But I do believe, like Ambassador said today, it's time for us to discuss the substance. It's time for us to discuss policy. It's time for us to tell the Liberian people what these guys bringing, what they are offering you. Can you believe them? Let's separate the sheep from the goats. Let's separate the Cummins policy, the Boakai policy, to that what we are seeing right now, the Tewan policy, to that what we are seeing right now about George. Because we know George Manawia policy of nothing. Policy that going nowhere. 6 years. We know his policies. We know that he's in the driver's seat and he running the campaign for Joseph Yimambwaka. So to end, Dr. Richard said, I'm seeing the Edwin Mervyn Snow coming home to UP. I'm seeing the Alex Tyler coming home. I'm seeing, like they said, Zoe Penner and the rest of them. And this time around, it's different. I rest because we got to give the Councilor policy time to speak. Councilor?
Yeah, so sorry we got cut off. So I agree with you. We need to go to as the ambassador said, we need to push this thing in the realm of policies. And it will be a good thing for us to get all these different candidates in the studio probably and maybe get a neutral host to do a kind of interview with them. And we should include Mr. Weah also. Don't dismiss him. Let him come and also make his case. It will be necessary to either bring them in a town hall style environment, or probably maybe bring them together. Maybe the best thing, since there are many people, will be good to have them in town hall style environments and discuss specific issues. Say maybe one discussion could be around the economy, another one could be around peace and reconciliation and probably war crimes issues. Another one could be around maybe general governance issues, crime, justice. No, so it'll be good to do that. We should not have foreigners or our international partners tell us these things. We should ourselves decide that we want these discussions to happen on the basis of what these people are proposing. Fadiga said it the other day, and nobody can put it better than what he put it. The CDC people sold a bad product to the Liberian people last time, and we have to make sure that we do not sell bad products again to the Liberian people. And at the end of the day, you have Eugene Fagon jumping from one camp going to another camp, or you have Fadiga changing camps, numerous times and stuff like that. We have to create a situation now that when we make this change. But Eugene, you always talking about facts and fiction. When somebody said a fact,
your second say, right?
Yeah.
So the man talking are jumping from one camp to the other camp. That's true. But that man was the friend of Bromsky. He found out that. Then he joined Liberty Party today. He be
but Fagon, stop interrupting him. Let the man talk.
What's
no, Dr. Richardson? No, Dr. Richardson. Dr. Richardson. Listen, guys. Yeah, but let's listen to counsel.
What's the difference between Friends of Bromsky and Liberty Party? They're the same thing. The Friends of Bromsky was a progenitor of the Liberty Party. So there's no difference there. It's a distinction over difference, and you know it. So we have to put the country back on track.
I beg you, Councilor, please don't call Fagon name here. I'm begging you.
Okay, please. I will call him. I will say Lami, so he can't get angry. Yeah. So I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself. So we have to put our joke aside. Seriously, we have to put this country on track. And absolutely, the future of this country doesn't lie with Mr. Weah. Mr. Weah had his opportunity. I did not vote for Mr. Weah in 2017, but I was actually hoping. I was really, really hoping that Mr. Weah made me shame. I really hoped after his inauguration, after coming to power, his people kept on saying there was some miracle on the horizons, and over they kept on hoping that something will happen. And so even right now, as we said here, I'm really hoping that some kind of miracle can happen, that Mr. Weah can prove some of us wrong, that he's a better leader and that he can make this country to be proud. The future of this country doesn't lie with him. The future of this country lies elsewhere. And I think the future of this country lies with a no-nonsense person like Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, because he brings everything to the table. And I was telling somebody the other day, I will close on this point. I was telling somebody the other day, we need to have a leader in this country after January, by the inauguration day in January 2024. We need to have a leader who will be able to take real strong decisions, hard decisions within the confines of the law, and not have second thoughts about those decisions. That's the kind of leader we have. And I firmly believe that the only person so far that has put themselves forward for leadership that can take those strong decisions before having second thoughts is Councillor Gonglo.
Thank you. I want to welcome Fadiga and also Boali to the show. I mean, we were just discussing what's on our mind. So if you guys can just give us, as Fadiga, I'm going to go to you, just give us a brief thought about what's on your mind. Nothing more than 2 minutes. Be happy. And also the same to you, Boali. Go ahead, Fadiga.
30 seconds to respond to Lami. Well, the thing is, I like how my good friend Lami start up with. Look, what Lami is trying to do is the order strict in the book. Lami is is supporting a candidate that is a dwarf in this election. And he wants us to elevate him to a giant. That can never happen. From my experience in doing this thing, we're not elevating to that something. Look, Councillor Gongro by no means is a bad candidate. It's just not his time. When you're going against a giant, I mean, come on, you need to sit on the shoulder of a giant to be elevated to that stage. So how do you elevate a man like Tiawon Gonglo in these elections? You want to talk about his platform, a platform that we have examined here on numerous occasions and look around, and because of our pity for him, we try not to beat on him so much, because what the need are you wasting ammunition on a man that, from every indication, is going to come fifth or sixth place? So I do understand why Lemieux is trying hard to indulge in this debate about policy and platform. Look, there is no shortage of policy and platform when it comes to the Unity Party. The Unity Party is a grand old party. This is a grandfather party. This is not you're just come back born out of the CDC party. CDC grandchildren. So we're not talking about one of those kind of party. We're talking about party that is entrenched in our body politics.
I mean, Fadiga, please go back on the date. You're not being fair to ANC, my man. I was staying here and defend ANC tonight. No, you're saying that UP is a GOP party, GOP now.
Eh? No, I said CDC.
Can Fadiga finish, please?
Let me finish before y'all want to distract. So I do understand and I feel his pain.
But that's bad, man. It's not nice.
We will need Tiawon on our side. So no problem. Let me say, another thing on my mind was the ambassador.
We'll play the tape, Fadiga, so don't just hold your thoughts.
No, but let me just the main thing I gather for nothing. The man disgraced Jewel Howard Taylor.
The ambassador?
Yeah. The man called the thing that Jewel Howard Taylor orchestrated against Senator. And you say Prince Johnson a rebel, the American government in laying. So you want to carry protest there. The ambassador condemned it. And that was on my mind.
We're gonna play the tape. So I want you to
we'll play the tape.
Further expand on that. Moali, your thoughts, and then I'll give my thoughts.
I mean, if you continue talking like that, I will leave the show tonight. That I can promise you. I will not be on the show.
Please go, Papa, go.
Moali.
Go, ya bibi koloma. Dr. Richardson, thank you. You know this morning I had an interview on Voice of Lofa in Vonjama, and my closing argument is what I want to start with tonight. Every time you listen to the seditions, they're saying we're doing this in Lofa, we're doing that in Lofa, we're carrying road, we're building this, we're building that, we're dividing money in Lofa. So that morning when I spoke to the people of Lofa, I brought to their attention that the CDC, and I said it here the last time, is not doing anything in Lofa because they like the Lofa people. President Buya, Deputy Speaker Funati Kofa, President Pro Tem Albert Chie, they are from Grand Crew. If they are really caring about people, would have seen it in Grand Crew. Nothing they've done there. The Speaker, Buffer Chambers, the Finance Minister, Samuel Twe, and a host of other government officials are from Maryland. What has happened there? Nothing. The only thing we saw Speaker Chambers doing recently is carrying millions of dollars. And I'll say this, the reason why I brought this out, these people have been waiting. The $48 billion they printed, the part of it they printed, they've been keeping it a $1,000 note and waiting to bring it out during campaign. So what they've done, they are carrying the money in millions to the southeast. This morning, in a conversation with Senator Wisset, They carry around, I think, 18 million. They say for market women, they were dividing in River G. Guess what? That 18 million they carry, they say they're giving to market women. They are actually giving it to their party people, those candidates that are contesting on the CDC's ticket, to distribute to the people, so that it will appear like, oh, the CDC candidates are magnanimous, and they are carrying similar amount of money also, apart from what our Speaker Chambers carry, similar amount of money to Maryland. And the reason why they carrying that amount of money in River G, you know, Finabondo, before President Weah became president, resided in River G. She was running a cool shop there. We used to go on our NGO also in the Southeast. We used to go eat to her cool shop. And so they are carrying the money to basically buy votes, pay for play. At least the American people may ought to know that terminology. So it is similar strategy they've employed more. My understanding is that they carry around $60 million to Lufa County. They're dividing the money, and the people asking in Lufa. The people are asking, is it real money? Because some of the people in the villages, it is their first time seeing the $1,000 note. Their first time seeing the $500 note. So they started asking, is it real money? They're not witchcraft thing the people doing. Because they haven't seen the CDC carry money. They haven't seen them carry money all that time. When they're edging close to election, they're now carrying money. When they carry, they say, when they take the money here, they say they're going get loan. And let me say, 1 minute, please, how they getting this money? There is a bank. We are investigating. One of the commercial banks is involved into this act. They go to the commercial bank, they arrange with them. We're just waiting to lay hand on some of the documents. They arrange with them and tell them that, look, it's a credit. Then Samuel Tweden will go and throw it under domestic debt, servicing domestic debt. They give the money to the bank, and then Thomas Pada goes to the bank and collects the money, distribute it to people, and they carry it, they're dividing it.
Okay,
that bank will catch you. It will not be easy. Thank you.
You know what, Marley, I look forward to you just getting some evidence, some documentation, and also if you can, like people from the Southeast discussing this money distribution, that would be great, you know, so we can share with our people as well. I think you say you're kind of studying this banking situation.
Stanton, do you have that picture with Buffer Chambers?
You know, Senator Wiesel has been there for the last 6 weeks on the voter registration thing. And he was even shocked when he saw the amount of money they were distributing.
Yeah, I saw that video, but I heard you say you're working something with the bank to discover.
No, I said we are investigating. There are 2 commercial banks that are involved, through which they are passing the money, and they are passing it through like, okay, we're servicing domestic debt. But they are actually not servicing domestic debt.
I got you. I'll just say
we want to get the full names of the bank and how they are involved into it. We are doing the investigation. Once we get it, you know, there are just few commercial banks here, but you know, there are 2 of the big commercial banks that are in the country. We will get them.
Yeah, when you get that, please, you know, just send James the documentation. Okay. You know, today we're going to have a spirited conversation. We're going to talk about some of the topics, some of the concerns of the American ambassador. James is going to show that clip shortly. But I wanted to say that at this time in
Dr. Richardson, you see, I see somebody say, Mo, you are putting out something that is under investigation. Well, I don't know if you have already been under investigation. So maybe I don't know if it is under investigation already, but I know that we will do our own investigation.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the political season. So we expect people to jump around, support, people who are supporting one particular party will move to another party. So this is a historical thing that happens in Liberia during this time. But I know one thing that Mr. Cummings always says, that he's going to continue making his case to the Liberian people. He's going to move door to door. We're not going to rely on endorsement and support. We want to speak to the Liberian people, and in that process, learn exactly what the Liberian people are concerned about. So we'll be hearing more about, how he's going to propose his views to the Liberian people and his policies. As the American ambassador said, that we should focus on the policies. I want to say something. When I think about a Unity Party, and maybe the Unity Party people on the show, Moali, can correct me, I separate them between Ellen's Unity Party and Joseph Boakai Unity Party. To me, there's two different things. So it will help me when you guys are talking, if you guys can differentiate, which Unity Party, because to tell you the truth, I think when Ellen was leading the Unity Party, she was known. She was the darling of the international community. So, and of course she selected, she was smart enough to select someone like Joseph Boakai, who seemed to be very quiet, because of her personality. So you guys can go ahead and maybe make that distinction in terms of policy, and then speak of the women's policy, what he intends to do. That would be helpful. So, James, could you please play? And I'm saying that in for terms of endearment, people, when I say the women's policy. James, could you please play the video relating?
But before James play, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please do.
All right. My thing is, at the end of the day, though, Mo Adi came on the show and said the people then giving brand new money. Good question that you asked for evidence. Can we show you some evidence before we do that thing that you want? And truthfully, this is Mo Ali evidence. Well, we shouldn't go far. This is the brand new $1,000 bill. It's right there. It's all over. So
they are dividing it all over the place. They take it straight from the
bank. That's good.
And my thing is that let's just call spade a spade, man. CDC, they know the operation. If Moadi come tomorrow with the bank information here and there, that's fine. But you have the speaker. Maybe the only person waiting for that job, we have to be distributing money, then maybe we'll believe it. But nobody, this is the speaker. Internationally, people looking at the speaker. The House of Representatives speaker. Akaris Grace speaker. Yeke Koruba speaker. Thomas Fada speaker. All of them. Liberians are looking at the speaker, taking the brand new money and distributing it. What more, my fellow Liberian? How can we sit here again and say it is well with our soul? In the basket, the man did exactly what his mother taught him. Put the food in the basket, cover it with white cloth, and take it outside. And the man put all the money in a green basket. Can you imagine what more should we ask for? And the man telling his people there said, look at that money. I want people to know, those that are on the radio land, I just want you to pay attention. This is Beaufort Chamber. Distributing bread, the money is in plastic, brand new money. That they keep it in their homes, that they get access to grab it because they want to win election. Sorry for giving me the time, but we shouldn't even question evidence again. It is why it is.
So we are a big national platform, and I'm thankful that you're able to show that picture and provide a narrative for that picture, even though we said it again. So thank you for backing up what Mo Ali said.
Let me just point something out. The amount of money that Mr. Chimas gets from the national budget. You showed the stuff yesterday, right? You showed that stuff the other day.
Yeah.
The amount of money that these guys get, that the legislators, that their fellow legislators, some of those same people who are endorsing here now, that sat together and gave to them, knowing that they go into an electoral process. You just mentioned, Mo just mentioned Senator Wisse and stuff like that. I mean, these are the people who sat down and gave those people the money. So to assume that they're stealing the money to go and distribute it when you already put millions and millions of dollars in their coffers. You already gave them millions of dollars over the past 5.5 years. You're giving people millions and millions of dollars. Then you complain when they use it the wrong way. That's the reason why we need to bring sanity to government in this country.
Exactly.
They see people who are recycling all the time. When they move from here, they endorse the other person here, they go here, they jump there. Till we can clean up government and bring sanity to government, you'll continue having these same things happening. Was it Mo Ali that said that when Prince Moyi was deputy speaker, his budget was 700,000 consistently, right? And the moment the CDC man, my good friend Mr. Kovac became a deputy speaker, his budget goes up to about $1.5 million.
Yes.
And he consistently be receiving $1.5 million. So what do you expect? The guys gave the people ammunition to shoot them. So you have those people in the government, they're giving the CDC people enough ammunition to shoot them. Then you come back and complain. You should be taking whips to your representatives and senators. Like the Unity Party, for example.
And with some of them,
All
right?
the people who joined the CDC over the past 6 years, all the people joined the CDC. Pretty much all the other political parties in this country, every single one of them, the people joined the CDC, and they've been giving the CDC millions and millions of dollars. They were not thinking about this time. Were you people thinking about this time?
No.
I mean, you got to be visionary. The lack of vision is the reason why the people perish, right? I'm paraphrasing. We have to do something about these things. You cannot do it by just saying, "Oh, all the people endorsing me." No, these people are terrible judges of character. Very terrible. Now the same people who gave those people that money to come and say here now and say the people stealing the money. More, I beg to differ.
Okay.
Your people gave the people the money already, so they're using it against you. They're using it against all of us.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the videotape.
Well, later I will react to Lami later.
Yes. Write it down for me, Mo. You will.
But let me finish talking the same and I interrupt you.
Fagon without talk.
If finish where you then it went back to him.
Fadiga without talk.
So that rivalry between Lami and Lami, right?
I think Fagon and Fadiga should talk.
My mother close because
Who tell you?
So what you want to talk about? Because what y'all day around.
Richardson, you picking and choosing. You against Fagon and Fadiga.
I know.
The ambassador's clip now, right? We're going to the ambassador's clip.
So Lami, now you want to go to ambassador too?
Okay, 2 minutes Fagon, 2 minutes Fadiga, and then
you know, I can enjoy my man. He can bring me out because you know I like comedy. I can be your laugh on the platform. You know the other man can say that you're jumping from one party to the other party. That's me talking to now. But if I get he established a friends of Bromsky, they went into Liberty Party. He passed all around. He's saying now we how you call him? Gonglo. His whole mission here is for us to elevate Gonglo. And Gonglo is a big brother of me, but for now, he's the only one that I call opposition. I don't call ANC opposition. I don't call CDC opposition. So I will not attack my fellow opposition. And I'm saying to Big Brother Gonglo from 12th Street, way down the hole, so many years ago. You gotta tell that man when he can't let him leave me to all our opposition. The other point is will be attacking, like go attack them. On the issue of policy, we asked the man for policy to make it on 3 constitutional provisions. We left it there, we obtained a second, and we're supposed to go for the Liberian policy when I waste our time. The last thing I want to say with respect to what you said relative to the ambassador, that apparently the ambassador been listening, it's time we discuss these people platform. We're not discussing Pan-African Capital Group, of which there was continuation of President Weah. You want us to come here and discuss the policies of the Pan-African Group. We want to discuss.
Mr. Fagon, I want to hold you on because you've been using this Pan-African.
I'm responding to Lamio, you moderator.
Oh, okay. But I just want to clarify for the people, this Pan-African group you've been talking about all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, you make these statements about Ellen Brodum and all of that stuff. What do you mean? Because I did some work myself, and I asked James to pull out what
So you're changing the conversation now. We
no,
gotta
not
go to
changing the
the
conversation, but I just
we gotta
want
go
I
to the
wanted
ambassador clip.
our
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
we
go.
gotta
I
go.
want our
I
viewers
think
to
Eugene
know.
is
No, don't say no,
Juice,
no,
right?
no,
Well,
no. I gotta finish.
no,
Eugene
You
and
see
Ellen
what
is
y'all can
Juice.
do to me?
yeah,
I want to
let Eugene finish. Don't ask Eugene
people keep
let
praising
Eugene
me on this
finish. Let
platform.
Eugene finish.
I
That
can be
bacon,
so
let Eugene
quiet. I'm
finish.
so
No,
nice.
sometimes I can just wonder. I
I
want
understand, but
some
let him finish. We
substance.
gotta go to the ambassador statement, man. Eugene, you
And
will
now you
stay
want to
with
go
him.
through the process.
Yeah,
Look,
that now I won't go there.
And you don't want detour my whole plan. Go ahead, Fago.
Liberian people, y'all continue to love me. I will always be humble on this platform.
That's a
I will
fake love.
always be quiet. Y'all continue to just
The
love
only
me
person that
naturally.
love you, that Joe, we love you. That's a fake love from the Liberian people.
Now, the Pan-African Capital Group. We are in the 21st century.
Correct.
There should be no reason why somebody cannot go and say Pan-African Capital Group. Look there. Look at
Please
Steve.
put that tip I sent you. Please put out the description that I found about the
No, but
Pan
let's go back on the talking point. I'm begging you, man. We
So
shouldn't
this is the
distract
Pan
ourselves.
African Capital
Liberian
Group.
people, y'all please continue to love
Dr.
me.
Richardson,
It is
Dr.
a
Richardson,
private
Dr.
equity and
Richardson,
investment
we will give,
banking firm
yeah,
focused
Dr. Richardson,
exclusively on sub-Saharan Africa,
yeah,
building
Dr.
on a
Richardson.
core of business
I
that
beg
leverages
to
its
interrupt
No,
you.
let her read it. Let
with
her
a
read
number
it.
of
When she
key
finishes
No,
that
but
part,
I
I want
beg,
in.
I beg.
So
We
I
have
just
to
wanted
go to the
our people to know
ambassador
that
thing.
this is not only in Liberia. This is not
All right,
isolated to
let me
Liberia.
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Dr. Richardson. Let's try
Yes.
to have some outline of the show. If you want to reply to Fagon, allow him to finish. We'll give you a chance to speak, then we can move to the ambassador statement after Al-Hussein. Can we do that?
Yeah. Look at the post saying, God bless you, Fagon. You continue to bless me. You bless me. This Pan-African group, you say sub-Saharan, this and that. When you went down, it did not tell you that they were the one that bought Abbey Bank in 2007.
Okay,
In
James
the
got
international,
support the Ivy Bank too.
you continue to bless me.
Fagon, James support the Ivy Bank when it's got established in Liberia. He got it. I sent it to him. So
No, they bought
just
the
to be
bank.
factual here. I want
They
people to see
bought
that
the bank. You didn't read that part? That bank used to be International Trust Bank. We used to be going up in Maroya.
2006.
Hey, man. Ellen was there. Lead a story. My Ellen and my auntie.
I know, but I've heard you saying, so you spark my
Okay,
interest
let me
to do more
finish.
research behind it. Go ahead, finish it.
When you finish, I will produce videos. 2 videos of Steve Cashin speaking to it. I want that party with that destroy your party. I've been holding it. Y'all leave me. I want to bring that one outside. I want to bring the 2 video outside. Y'all leave me before I bring it outside. Okay. So then I'm finishing by telling Lami, we know the policies that have gotten us where we are today. And when we went to check, we saw on Alexander Kumi's resume that he was a member of the board of directors for Chevron. Not only Chevron, but Chevron nationally also. My witness is, he's saying I right now chair with a blue shirt. He saw it there, the whole world at Brempo saw it. Then we went back, we looked, he was also the director, the board of directors of International Bank. Then we went to look, we saw Charlene was there too. PACG Group, that the parent company of all those things we're talking about. And they were there since 2007. They brought all the bogus things we talk about. And Kumis were part of them. Charlene is even now part of them. She on the board. All of them were there. And all of them transferred to Jowea. And for the last 6 years, the Pan-African Capital Investment Group, since 2006, have not given a one more investment because they were waiting for their partner, Jowea, to fail. And he failed. And as a result of that, I respectfully submit on this note to you, Dr. Richardson, by saying, the policy issue they want us to talk about, we're not running away from it. The platform the ambassador talk about, we're not running away from it. But what is astonishing to us and makes us marvel is that Charlene has no testimony. Kumi has no record of real government experience. Gonglo, he trying, but he will catch up with his papi. So when we look at Jowia, PAPD. What it mean? Proper agenda. For what? PAPD, for prosperity and development. But then when we look at it, it's proper agenda for poverty and destruction. So why we go and debate? There's nothing there to debate. It's just to explain to the Liberian people now that the reason for which Ma Ellen don't want her deputy to be president, you please make that reason come to reality. Because Ma Ellen said if Baga become president, she must tend to men. So that's where we are now. We say, Ma, you are our mother, but we're not going to argue with you. We're not disrespect you, but this is our father's time. And she said, the children now, her other son, Jowia, I myself, who yes, she said, if I go where you are, I say, I'm going with my father. And I'm going with my papi. I'm not going with the Oma, I'm going with the papi. Anybody want to go with the Oma? No problem. We are all brothers and sisters. Okay. But we are going with our papi.
All right. So, you done? Before we move on to...
Oh, my other time for
you
them for yesterday.
No, you respect for the submitting?
No, you're done. Dr. Richardson, go ahead.
Yeah, so...
No, Ramiro.
Yes, we're going to move on to...
That's Fadiga turn.
Yes.
Yeah, look. I would love to indulge in a policy conversation, provided. Look, the thing is, people want us to believe that our politics is just one direction. Our politics is multidimensional. There's so many things that encompass the entire political process. And people, it could be one of many things. People vote on tribe. People vote on sentiment. People vote on religion, coming from the same region. People vote on someone in America. They say somebody that look like the guy that you can have a beer with. People vote on policy. People vote on what you have to offer them. People vote on job. That is okay too. If people join political institution to get job, that is okay. If a board of Attire is not okay, it is okay. Whatever reason you choose to join a campaign, just be truthful to yourself. We would love to indulge in these discussions, but when you have a country with a proliferation of political institutions, where do you begin? There is this overlapping of policies. So sometimes it gets buried. Another thing here is we live in a country that people are not held by their words. Now, another thing that we have to deal with. People are not held. Politicians just spew out words, things that they do not intend on even adhering to. George, we have made so many promises. Charles Taylor said one hour we're going to be the street of gold. If you listen to Charles Taylor campaign, vision, was it 2024? At 2024 coming here, we thought it would have never come. Charles Taylor vision 2024, if you listen to it, you would think that Liberia will be like Miami, like George, we have Miami. Can you imagine George, we are calling our country Miami? So what our people have gravitated towards, show me what you have done. That would probably encourage me to say, you know what? If the Christmas will be good, we'll know what the Eve will be. I would like for people at Taiwan Gongro to show me their Eve. Like Boakai and all these people to show me what their Christmas Eve look like. By Christmas Eve, what impact they have had on our political dispensation. And then, well, we will talk to that. I'm just, no, I'm finished yet. So that is how we want to. So that is what the voters are looking at. So what we as political pundits, when I come here, I want to tell the Liberian people reminding what Ambassador Boakai have done and what he could do given what he have done. That is why people that have not done nothing, people that people don't know about, those strangers that have come on the political scene, people are still scratching their head because they do not understand them. Even though they are Liberian, they are still perceived as foreigner to our political landscape. So in as much as, look, we can do both. You can walk and you can chew gum. So this thing is now one-sided. I've chosen to take a different path. If you want to talk about your man, talk about him. If you got anything, want to sharpen the contradiction against those individuals. That is why we are here.
Okay.
But you are at liberty
Right
to say that. But nobody going to
Wait a
tie
second.
me, bind me into something that I do not want to endorse. For strategic reason, we will protect our candidate because this is the giant that everybody trying to get a slice of, and you just need to make one slip, and people will go looking for a got you moment, and we are not going to give people a Lamu that got you moment.
Thank you, Father.
You
Moali, you wanted to
underestimated
respond
Pape when you
to
say that kind of demon, man. You underestimated Pape Bahawe. Don't do
Pastor
that.
Akor. Please
Do
wait.
that.
Moali wanted to say something to you, I think, when you were talking.
Yeah, because the other two people did not respond to the money issue. So it's better for Mo to talk about it.
I know. Moali, please go
Hey,
ahead.
maybe no talk about the money issue. Can I get 30 seconds to talk
No,
about
we're
the
done. We're done. We're not
No,
going
no, 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 no.
back.
We're done with you. No,
I'll talk about it later.
no,
All right.
no. We're done with you, man. More is frozen. Can I
You
come
know,
No, okay. More coming.
no, I'm not frozen. I'm here.
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
know, normally when I hear my good friend Lami speaks on some of these things, to make it look like everyone is just bad, and that Councillor Gonglo will bring the good people. Only Councillor Gonglo has good people. So that I can be wondering what kind of Liberia he coming from then.
No more, you're a good man. Now
When
only
it
because
is-
of that good people.
My man,
When it is-
pause.
for
Coming for
example-
you. Pause.
When it is clear, for example, that when Prince Mori was deputy speaker, his budget was consistently around 700K. And then he left from there, went to the Senate, then a sedition became deputy speaker. The budget went to 1.5 million or something. Then you say, oh, it was Prince Mori and Unity Party people who are now giving that money to the deputy speaker. So if they can give it to the CDC lawmaker, when he was there and they had such a power, why didn't he give it to himself? Why didn't the opposition lawmakers give it to themselves? And so, just by that logic, your argument falls flat. The point here is we have a government, Councillor Pagoe, that does not care about balance of power. The first thing in it, since 2005, it is the first time in the history of this country since 2005 that I hear even the lawmakers complaining. 6 months we get gas, 3 months we get pay. If this were during the Unity Party time, anyone not even food to try with them, they will beat the step in the whole country.
You said Ellen?
Ellen Johnson said it time. It wasn't possible for the lawmakers to go 1 month without that gasoline supply. It was not possible for them to go 3 months without pay, but now they've gone 6 months, they can't get gas. So the way Samuel Twede have done it, it is like these people are using some magic power on them. But the other thing is, I did not say the money they are collecting and carrying around distributing. In fact, as I'm speaking, I'm getting more pictures and more evidence. It is not coming directly as a money that was voted on through the budget. They are doing it through bank servicing. And I just got somebody from LBDI. People who work within LBDI just telling us that, look, some of the money they are using, they are passing it through LBDI. You know why, Councillor Pagoy? Because the guy who was handpicked to be the managing, that they call them managing director or something, so Aquina Nyimbe or something. This guy is a nephew of Samuel Twede. Samuel Twede handpicked the guy. When they did the vetting for who to be president of the bank, the man was third on the list. Samuel Twede handpicked him. You know why they did it? You know why Samuel Twede did it? In order to have the guy so that they can pass on everything through the bank. And so it is not money that necessarily the lawmakers are voting for. They are sending them through the bank. And LBDI is one of those banks.
Thank you.
So
Thank
yes,
you.
I agree with you on the point that we all need to face the system. And I'm sending you more pictures Stanton, so you can show them.
Okay.
Thank you,
Good.
Dr. Richards.
Good. So before we move on to, just give me 1 second, something happened here. Before we move on to listening to the videotape of the American ambassador, I want to tell you guys 4 functions of a board. Okay. So at least when you hear the word board, you should know exactly what we're talking about. Yes, keep that up, James. One, the board.
Please, I see more pictures, please.
The board members meet quarterly, number 1. And number 2, they establish vision, mission, and values for the company. They also set up strategies and structure. Then they do delegate to management, okay? Sometimes management make decisions that the board may not be aware of, all right? And then they exercise accountability to shareholders and being responsible to relevant stakeholders. So I just want us to know that's just at least 4 functions of the board. So when we hear that, okay, Mr. Cummings is on a board, or, Charlene is on a board, it doesn't mean that, they made decision to favor something or not to favor something. Well, the only way we'll know how what they favor and what they were part of is if we ask the company to see the minutes. So I just want to be sure. We talk about this Pan-African Capital Group as well. I went back. Okay, this group actually was supported by the United States government. And that tells me there was a lot of scrutiny that went through this group. Okay, this group continues to receive money from the United States government. It's the Pan-African Capital Group. It's a private equity and investment banking firm that focus exclusively in the Sub-Saharan Africa. So it's not just Liberia. I saw that they had different structures, different banks, different organizations in other parts of Africa. They established to tell you a little bit about the IB Bank. It was established in 1960, way before. It's one of the oldest commercial banks in the Republic of Liberia. This bank was established to support, different development in Liberia through lending resources, lending services. So the OPIC, which is the United States government, is a development financial institution, also supports the Pan-African Group. So I want you guys, please do your research, go and find out. And when somebody says somebody's on a board, it doesn't necessarily mean that this person knows everything. Again, this is an example. This is an example of OPIC and the International Bank of Liberia. This is them giving them money, I believe, in 2016. The American government was involved. So again, and of course, the insurance company that we hear about is Liberia's longest standing and largest insurance provider. The ICS core business focus on risk assessment and management. It's a member of the West African Insurance Company Association, the African Insurance Organization, as well as a board member of WAIC Reinsurance Company in Freetown, Sierra Leone. So this is like not something that is just central in Liberia. I just want everybody to know. So that's just a quick educational segment that I wanted to share with you guys. And now we're going to go to see the videotape of the ambassador. Okay, please go ahead, James. Show the ambassador's videotape.
Of the Farmington River Declaration last month. These signatories made a clear commitment to prevent violence, cooperate with law enforcement agencies, expand voter education, avoid inflammatory language and disinformation, and accept the official election results, among many other elements. My congratulations come, however, with a caveat. Going forward, I expect all parties to avoid a repeat of the nonsense that we saw 2 weeks ago with the interruption of church services. The political disruption was completely unacceptable. And to the political leaders, let us say this. If your signature means anything, we depend on your honor to uphold those high standards invoked in the Declaration. So starting from this very moment forward, come on guys, you signed it, now it's time to uphold it. The true test of this commitment will be the execution of a free, fair, transparent, and peaceful election process. So again, this begins right now. It doesn't begin 2 weeks before the election or whatever. Over the next 19 weeks, free, fair, transparent, and peaceful. I urge media institutions and integrity organizations to keep politicians of all parties accountable to their important declaration commitments, rather than simply reporting on the horse race and who's ahead and what's, ask politicians the tough questions about their platforms and their records. Shed light on party inconsistencies and remind the public what they stand to gain or lose in the lead up to October. It's not easy, but your efforts to hold politicians and government officials accountable are critical to upholding Liberia's democracy, and I salute you for it. Like many Liberians, including the Minister of Justice.
Okay, so let's talk about, we're going to do this in segment now in terms of our discussion. Let's talk about what the ambassador said in his response. Like he talked about, the affirmative agreement, how everybody agreed to prevent violence, avoid inflammatory words to the opponents, and awareness to the voters. So he talked about the disruption in the church service that was unnecessary, and in the end, he wants us to execute a free and fair election. So I want to start with Mr. Fagon. What are your thoughts on any of what the ambassador said?
Well, you can jump over me. I mean, it started with me.
He came in first, or that Fagon came in first.
Yeah, but your conversation.
No, I mean, I told you, I told you a sweet for you, chicken soup and pepper there.
Yeah, but I've been quiet.
Okay.
But
let me get back. Yeah, that's my friendship, no problem. Let me get my 2 cents over here. Because I know Fagon will hijack the show. Make Fagon last with this conversation, please. Fadika, myself, Councilor, we respect your 2 minutes.
You hear me talking?
So when it comes to him, let everybody do the talking because he will still go back to the PRG.
I don't blame you. I talk for you just now. Why you talking?
I swear you're talking the Nigerian that throw Jaware security all over the place today.
They beat
By the
him.
way, but that's over the issue. I think it's very, very important for us to understand this. So, super good thing from the ambassador. Very, very good. Remind our politicians that are acting like babies. Remind them of their own signature, their own agreement. What you guys wasted your time? You went to Flemington Hotel for what? Knowing very well, leaving Flemington Hotel the same minute, the same second, Joey start blasting at somebody else. You're Jackie Masani of document.
Kurish.
That's not right in the hall. For you to even shake the man's hand and say, my man, thank you. You start blasting at Gurge. So right there, it was dead upon arrival. Dead upon arrival. You know it was dead, Fatika. Joey, he doesn't care about that thing. You know that. But again, the ambassador is reminding them we need a free, fair, transparent election, disciplined election. Now, I like the second portion of this. Just stop this church. You stop this abuse. You stop this thing. As a government, you set the example for opposition leaders and the group to follow. But you send people to Prince Johnson Church. The next one, you'll be sending them to his house. You'll be sending them to his office. So on this note that Richardson, it's nothing big. I don't want to waste our time here. Let's applaud the ambassador. Good thing. And I think those leaders should come to the senses and condemn the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. She shouldn't have done what she did. And you know I respect Madam Joa Taylor. She was led by some of her hooligans that call herself leaders within the CDC group, but she shouldn't have done what she did. When her people, the NPP group, saying apologize, she should. Because it was wrong for her, it was wrong for them all. You do me and I do you. And I think everybody, 4 more months to go, a little over 4 more months to go, 4 more months, 10 days. Everyone, we should get on our knee and pray, Fadika. If you're a Muslim, pray to Allah. If you're a Christian, pray to God or Jesus Christ. But pray some way, somehow, that we all get there in these 4 months. And at least it will help our country. If you don't like Jawia, go to the voting booth. If you do not like JMB, go and vote. If you choose not to like Tawan Gonglo or Alexander Cummings, go and vote. But do not create problem. And I want to end on that note. We all, and all our young men, young women, market women, all people walking with stake, the sick, the well, the young, the old, say no to the violence these people want to bring to us. Say no to it. You need to. Remind them of the signature at Farmington Hotel. And I raised that to Richardson. Thank God I was given the time without interruption. Fadiga, let me enjoy ourselves. Come on, quick, before Fagon come back.
Call a minute. Let me run away.
Come on, quick, my man. Let's talk.
Look. One of the reasons I don't respect the people in Liberia. Don't respect people. Whenever we sign our signature, look, that country is so messed up on so many things. I mean, a declaration that you signed right in the hall. We saw what the president did to Ledger Redding. He came here, not Ledger Redding. How they call the guy? Gurich, right? Gurich. He attacked the guy right in the hall there. Fast forward, Joel Howard Taylor did the same. They went there and the word that he used, he called it, I think he said nonsense. Nonsense. Can you imagine? That was complete nonsense they did. These guys have not graduated from political party yet. They refuse to understand that they are the party in charge and they will soon be incumbent. And they have the most to lose. But these guys keep testing the patience of the Liberian people. They brought a counter protest. People ran away. Look what they did. They beat this boy mercilessly the other time, naked him in broad daylight on New York campus. Nothing came from out of it. Every time they do the thing, nothing comes out of it. Akara's grade will go on the university. So the ambassador is telling us exactly what we already know. I haven't heard anything new from the ambassador. The problem here is what we that are in the media, our folks on the ground, what are we going to do about it? One, I think our political leaders need to come up more often and denounce these things. I know there is not we do not have too many options out there to do much. We can protest, we can do things, but the real protest should be at the ballot box. And when I listen to the ambassador today, I think just telling her that, hey, 4 months from now, this nightmare will be over. What are you going to do about it? So, in as much as we can, poke one another here in the opposition, I'm praying. I know it's going to be hard. That I see you tell your face on the other side there.
No.
No,
I got a window right here, and Mr. Richardson just came on watching him.
All right. Either way, I pray that we will redirect our energy to this. Look, George, we have to go. That song, we need to find a remix, double the remix. This group have to leave. Giving George Weah another 6 years, we might not even have a country. These guys have destroyed this country with a dig hole, cover hole. We will not know to what extent, to how deep that hole is until this guy moves from power. I think we should derail our energy. It's going to be difficult because I know those smaller parties like the Conglo, the ANC, and other parties that are struggling in the polls, they will try to attack Ambassador Boakai. And we will be here to defend this thing and erect those necessary checkpoints so that it doesn't happen. Because from every indication, the wind that is blowing right now, the tsunami is getting stronger and stronger. So for all of you that support Ambassador Boakai, we know that we are cash-stricken. We know that a lot of us there have to buckle our bootstrap, collectively put our resources together and fight like our life depends on it. Because the ambassador have already told what we already know. What are we doing about it? Mama, you're weighing meeting?
Yeah, something didn't go down well. The guys went into the closed up meeting. I don't know why. Y'all should share the information next time, please.
Something I read. And when
So
I see
Dr.
Lamin
Richardson,
bring
send
it
a
back,
Jess coming by. Let's do our talking over.
yeah,
No.
we'll do it.
We're listening. What happened here is that for some reason, I don't know for Lamin, but the internet just dropped completely.
Like John, we are doing it. They want to talk. I'm telling you.
Now, what time to talk?
So Dr. Richardson, who talking?
Me?
Yeah, you ready to talk and talk you.
No, I was going to Mr. Fagon because then I'll go to.
Sleeping.
If I were you, I wasn't going to go to Fagon. Seriously.
I was sleeping. I can't get
If
around.
I were you, I wasn't going to
My
go to
order,
Fagon.
you're not working with my order here today. You know, Dr. Francine Georg, lesson journal, I say, a teacher will always be teacher. She teaching us about the functions of a board. She told us about the vision, the mission, the values. She talked about the strategy. Then she talked about delegation of responsibility. Then she came to holy accountability. Dr. Regency, I am our own podium. Then the U.S. ambassador came, the same lesson you were teaching us. He said we should learn, according to him, to hold the politicians what? Accountable. So that thing, what you see us doing with PACG group, what you just did for the Liberian people is to force them to go do further research.
Yes.
That will further indict your candidate even deeper than I have. No. Why do I say that? I just put in the chat room for you the OA report on Buchanan renewables.
I saw that.
I saw that. What can you say about that? Was that a good vision, mission, and value? Was that something, the strategy was it good to rob our people, take their farmland, collect money from the U.S. government,
another part.
And not use it?
You're missing another part. When you delegate responsibility to management, sometimes you will not know what management do.
We hold you accountable for it because the strategy
and accountability can be done before an action is taken or after an action.
Let me finish now.
All right now. Okay, now, Papa, go ahead.
The people lost their farmland. They lost everything. The American people money they gave, y'all have to end up paying it back. We hold you accountable, Kumis. We tell that right again, Kumis, we hold you accountable for all the bogus agreement because of the pan.
And JB, who are right there. What would you hold? What would you say about him? You are right there.
That's what I'm saying. Once you on the board.
So you get somebody on the board, delegating responsibility, and you lead JB. Who right there?
Dr. Richardson, can we do it one at a time? Let Fagon finish, then you answer.
JB in the Senate. That people that came 2006. Kumis, a well-known Liberian financial analyst.
Correct.
You see, she said correct. Look at what we get today. Asila Mito Ofele, Golden Verilium Ofele.
And when was those cluster signed?
Yeah. Let me talk about the whole capital investment group that brought all the investment. That I better see. Saying you want to do that thing like doing way. That I better see you able to bring investment to the country, they not pay you for your service. You ever to be working with investors and your bring the investment, you not get profit. That I better see leader here because I got 2 videos when I show you the whole country of 10,000. Hiya. I just said 2 that I better see. The U.S. ambassador said we should hold our leaders accountable. Yeah, Mr. Where went and signed agreement. He started causing Kuri right in the hall. He said the man steal a car, the man at P road, the man at this. Hey, Vice President went and attacked Prince Johnson. 2 days ago, the people having the inauguration, he jumped up, he carried the whole country with him. The Nigerian people say, oh yeah, have you forgotten that we are millions of people here? Why you bring all these people? Who is that woman? They say, oh, one of the security lads say, that's his wife. If you look in the picture, you will only see. No, the one you will see Fina Bono walking with the president as if to say she's not protocol officer. You will see the ring on her finger like wedding band. That had the people let her pass. The people were too powerful for protocol officer to be walking inside president like wife. After that, when our security went and talk, the people want to post that here. Now he say, oh, why you want to pay me? The people say, you come to inauguration. You tell us, say, this woman is the president's wife. Not knowing that you go and bring an old widow here. Why did they say widow? It's because Fina was dressed in black. As if to say somebody that, don't hold your hair, show the picture. And the wedding band was there. Don't hold your hair. And she wore slippers to the inauguration, Dr. Francine, with plenty of peas and all around her ankle. That was not representative of our country. Should we not hold her responsible? Then at the end of the day, because the authority was first, he won't talk too much. He had a video there. They didn't play with him. They racing, like how we used to talk back in the day.
I'll play a video now.
Hey, see?
I know that guy, or you from Bikero, that Derek Weir.
Hey, but I tell you, show Fina una picture now. Why you don't want to show it? Why you afraid? You cannot go to people inauguration. Then you wear slipper and put peas there around your foot, and you wearing a wedding band, but you all in black like a widow, like somebody died. That country is a predominantly Muslim and Christian country. You cannot afford to do that. So when we holding our leaders accountable, and we holding Kumis accountable, it's not that we hate Kumis, but Kumis presented himself to his supporter Lami Kpagbo as Mr. Clean Hands. And then Lami accepted him. But when Lami went to go dig, Lami found out that he was around since 2007. He was given the nation's highest honor for his contribution. At the end of the day, what we found out is why we're holding him accountable. When it comes to the policy issue, what policy can he present? His policies relative to the Pan-African. You see, you tie your hair, you wear all over black, you put a wedding band, you wear beside the president, look at all the pieces around your ankle, then you wear slipper. Then you go to the people team, then the people say, oh, you people, you go and bring widow. Why did you bring widow here? We thought it was the president's wife. Look, you go and bring us widow. You don't know we had not enough space. Then he now won't go to the people racing. The evidence, so somebody can look at me now.
Yeah, I recognize it.
So, Fagon, let me ask you a question. What was really happening? What was really happening at the gate?
According to my sources, that gate, and President Weah needs to stop these things. When you go into the people function, right? Let's be diplomatic. You saw what happened in London with Siwa. In 13 transit, standing behind President car. You care all these people. The people don't have seat for them. And when you get in a state, one or two persons, but they are responsible for your bodyguards. I mean, for your safety and security. Fina is already going like the president wife, side by side with the president. She has on a wedding band. And for that reason, there she is. The people asked, they told the people say that the president was a woman, according to the DC. It's unconfirmed. So the people let them go on the red carpet. You see the two of them? She had on a wedding band. She had on the black like a widow, but you can see her ankle in circle. But she wore slippers to the inauguration. So when the people found out later, Nigeria has intelligence. They say, oh, that is just the protocol. Then the security say, oh, I want to go get something from the post, say you are a liar. You know Nigerians don't waste time. Oh yeah, let's go. If you see the video, you will see how they're racing him from the area. Let's go. You cannot continue to bring our people to public
shut up, man. Don't do this, Fagon. Shut up.
Yeah, so what now? Who can look at me and say, Fagon, you lie, she didn't wear slipper. You can look at me and say she didn't have all the tin around her ankle. You can look at me and say she did not have on a wedding band. Let's spread the picture. You can look at me, you say she was not escorting the president.
Let's go back to the security. Leave that alone, please.
But we want to hold our officials accountable for their actions. You represent our country. You cannot continue to do that. You are a protocol officer. You step aside when the president is moving.
So I'm asking you the question, Fagon. We got to move on. I'm asking the question. Then somebody please help if it is not Fagon. Why were they fighting? Like the sovereign? Why? You know anything, Councillor? Mo Ali, Alpha Dika, what are you hearing?
Councillor,
what's the problem?
Councillor, get room.
Councillor, we're not hearing you, Councillor. We are not hearing you. Councillor, we are not hearing you. Mo Ali, what are you hearing?
No, Byron is muted. Byron, you are muted.
You hearing me now?
Yeah, you're good, Councillor. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good.
So for me, I don't know how to do conspiracy theories, you know. So I mean, Eugene been getting good training from Alex Jones, so he can afford to.
They may see the video about people. That's what I love like before. They may see the video. You see the human being.
You recite the conversations. You recite the conversations, even in Nigerian accent, my man. That you were there, you know, you heard it, you know. So I don't know how to do conspiracy theory like Eugene. Eugene is an expert in that area. You know, the problem knew he gotta be like Alex Jones. But I mean, all these things, there are protocols that are handled when people are traveling to programs like that. You have to interact with the locals. So it's not like in what we do here, anybody can just come and bulldoze stuff, to tag people for security reasons. And Nigeria has a terrorism problem. They have a serious terrorism problem in Nigeria. So they won't just allow anybody to just go and crash a program because the person claims to be with another dignitary. You know that will not easily happen in a country like that. So a big program that having thousands of people coming in. So whatever the reason for that altercation is something that if you want to believe Fagon's story, you know, Fagon's conspiracy theory, then you can easily like pick up that and say that what happened. But for me, I like to stay clear of conspiracy theories because most times they may be mixed with or a dose of falsehood and a little bit of truth. You know, like the way they just took the latest picture and give me to it, you know. I mean, Fagon, you gotta give it to you, gotta win some awards, you know, for something like that. But on the more serious note, you know, Eugene talking about me. I don't know what he was called with the Lami he was talking about was me or himself when he said went to Cummings and realized Cummings was around since 2007. Are you talking to me or you're talking to yourself? Because I've never met Mr. Cummings before. Never. I don't even think I've been in the same room with him before. So to evaluate him or to go and join his group and then later on leave it, no, that's not my style. I think Councillor Bromsky I was with, I'm not one of those people who, even though we disagree, they didn't come to the public to say any much about our disagreements until 2011, because there was a decision he took in 2005 that I did not agree with. And then he did that same thing in 2011. He changed his position in 2011. And then I went public and said I was targeted because I said we should do this. And then later on, you came back and did the same thing 6 years later. So I don't go about party hopping and stuff like that. I'm a very consistent person. But I think we should come back to what the ambassador wasn't saying that we should criticize someone for dressing in black and going to the inauguration. I don't think that's what the ambassador meant when he said we should put
I
our
think you're talking to yourself because we didn't tell you that's what he meant. We didn't say that here. He said we should hold our leaders accountable.
But let Paco finish. He almost finished. Go ahead, Councillor. Councillor?
The man team froze.
Mo Ali, you want to jump in till the councillor return?
Yeah, definitely. No, I'll finish that. You know, I will talk quickly on this ambassador thing. You know, during the Unity Party administration, not one day I ever saw the US ambassador or any other ambassador sitting to have a press conference and talking in the way about our government or our system. Normally, when they disagree on things, when there is a responsible government in power, they channel them through diplomatic means. But this ambassador now has taken the liberty to have press conferences all the time, issue press releases and talk on things. And I don't blame the ambassador. It is the way the country has been portrayed by the leadership. It is the kind of country, sometimes I even wonder if we even have independence anymore or if we are a sovereign state anymore. This thing does not happen anywhere else. But because we don't have a responsible government, that is the reason why, Stanton, you will see these things happening. The American ambassador will just get out, he put the American flag, so he put the Liberian flag, so he had a press conference and say things. Like Fadiga said, he's not saying anything that is not new. But the thing about us is that we do not respect our people when we talk. When opposition talk, they say, oh, that nonsense you talking. When the ambassador speaks, everybody tremble. And let me come to this other part. You know, the Unity Party in this particular electoral era has proven to be the true leader. We started here with a rescue mission that we will rescue the country. And we do our standard bearer rescue 1 and we look for rescue 2 and got him. Later on, the ANC followed suit. In the footstep of the UP, they say we will fix the country. So they refer to their standard bearer as Fixer 1, and they recently got Fixer 2. Now we have Councillor Gonglo, who is
Super
mission. Councillor Gonglo is now Sweeper 1, and we're waiting to see Sweeper 2. And the ruling CDC, they are on a Chakla mission.
corruption 1 and corruption 2.
So they got Chakla 1, which is Josh Weir, and they got Chakla 2. And somebody wrote that. It was funny, but that is the reality. They've chakla this country so much to the extent that our foreign diplomat will get up and just talk to everybody, talk to the government like we're living with them. That is the chakla aspect of it. And they are doing their work so well that nobody needs to ask them. That's why when Setu Karawe put it up and say Chakla 1 and Chakla 2, these two need to go. It is true. They are on a Chakla mission from day one. And they have succeeded in Chakla in this country. We've got no more dignity as Liberians and as a country. We've got no more pride. We've got no more respect. I mean, look at what happened. Eugene can add all of the interpretations to it. But let's be real. Our president is over there. And the state security, the EPS, the beating them like common rule all around the patrolling them all over the place. They not even identify the poor because they didn't even know who were there. Because normally the protocol will be the president delegation will go to the security apparatus, to the diplomatic mission there, and they will know who all traveling with the president on that occasion, who all coming to the inauguration, the security personnel and everyone. But if they're throwing it around all over the place, oh, move from here, you come on road, you this and that. This is the extent to which they are chakla the country. So all these chakla people need to leave. They need to leave power. But you know, I'm just happy by the fact that we are setting the pace and they are following. We are patiently waiting to see sweeper 2. We now know sweeper 1. We know fixer 1 and fixer 2. We know chakla 1 and chakla 2. And we can move on. But I don't celebrate too much when I see the American ambassador having press conference and all those kind of things. It's because it is sad. It shows the level of the depth at which our country has sunk. That's the only reason why the American ambassador is now the president in effect in this country. Everybody sits now and wait for the American ambassador to speak. When he speaks, that's when we move. So that's it.
Okay, Mo, thank you. So we'll go to the second portion of the clip. I'll just share that I like what the ambassador said. I don't think that anybody should send a group of people to interrupt a church service. That's what he said. He specifically referred to that as nonsense. But I also want to warn opposition members or all of the candidates that you can't go around using inflammatory languages and and think that you are practicing your freedom of speech. There's a limitation to one's freedom of speech, and that limitation includes if you're defaming somebody's character or reputation, if you're harassing someone, or if you're slandering. So I think it goes both ways that we can interrupt church services, but I think people sitting there in churches defaming other people's characters should also be held accountable, since accountable is our word for the day. All right, so we're going to do the second part of the videotape. Can we do, James, could you please play? Are you guys okay to play the second part of the tape?
Well, I think that we have said it all. What else?
Okay. Well,
I don't know. For me, I just think that
we talked about the drug situation. That he did say that the fact that the Supreme Court allowed the okay, go ahead. Explain. The circuit court. The circuit court lost the case. The fact that the circuit court lost the case, that could send a bad message to drug dealers and drug users. That Liberia, it's a haven for drug users or drug affairs. So yeah, that's what he said. So
at least you said it right. Listen, I got different things to explain tonight, but go ahead. That's
no, go ahead and explain what you have to explain, because maybe that will.
No, I'm done with the ambassador thing, though.
Okay, yes, let's be done with it. I think.
No, finish your A, because I think you're going to make it right. It's my turn to speak.
Yeah, go ahead, speak. Yeah.
I give my time to.
I didn't complete my statement when the internet went off, though.
Oh, okay. Please, let me complete his statement.
But I think I was on. I think I heard part of Mo Ali talking about this fixer and rescue thing and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know whether he was trying to give us a nickname also. I didn't really get that part.
He said sweeper
1 and sweeper 2.
Oh, we're not in a childish thing. So why will we you ever heard any of us calling ourselves anything like that? No, we don't. Because that childishness of saying rescue this or fix all that.
Okay, broom 1 and broom 2.
Okay, broomer 1 and broomer 2. No problem.
No, we're not in it. We're not in it.
No, you can't say you
we're not in that thing. Where people crazy people.
Why are carrying broom around the country? You're carrying broom in America.
The people of the broom is a sweep corruption and bad governance from our country. It got nothing to do with
I mean,
we're not. We're not in a
These
childish
people is
thing.
walking around. Is that
You
not
know, that's
childish?
what you're thinking about saying people doing license plate and offer. Hey, no, we're not in that thing. You know, we're not going to copycat anybody. I mean, he got a lot of.
I'm going for my Uda, bro, too.
The man got a lot of spider web in his house. He's showing us his. You know.
We
All
can't
right,
hear
so
him.
we want to say, listen.
Listen.
No, we want to say, listen. That's good. Listen, it's sometimes.
As I was saying,
Yeah.
the ambassador wasn't talking about us or condemning somebody for wearing black and wearing ankle bracelets. That's not what the ambassador was talking about. The ambassador wasn't talking about us, slandering somebody for being on a board. That's not what he's talking about. He says, take the people's policies and show the contradictions and tell the Liberian people what's best for them. That's what he said. So let us not take that message and skew it in a propaganda faction.
So he didn't say we should hold our leaders accountable?
Yeah, he said we should hold our leaders accountable, but he didn't say
And
we should
that's
be
why we're holding
criticizing
them
somebody's
accountable for the
That's
mismanagement
not
of our resources.
criticizing somebody's dress code. That's not what he meant.
No, you have to appear dignified.
Fagon, let him finish. Let him finish speaking, Fagon. Lead the council.
Let me finish. Let me quote here one representative to rest one time.
Nimsek, dignified in what way? Was that woman indecently dressed? My man, let's take the.
Are we talking about indecency? Is that the way you go to people's inauguration with your slipper on?
Hey man, Fagon, let us not take your life thing. We're talking more serious issues here. Then you
work as a protocol officer.
Fagon.
You walk on the red carpet.
Fagon, listen, you didn't know the dress code, Fagon. You never received information concerning the dress code. You saw it like a slipper. It could be like a Nigerian sandal, Fagon. I think Fina Bundo's her dressing was very elegant.
That's why you think that you're taught.
But hold on, Fagon. Hold on now. You are not in the room. Yeah, but you are not in the room. Give us a chance to speak. After Lami, I will speak and we'll come back to you and your brother Fadika. I have not spoken. I have not spoken.
You spoke
I was about to speak and let me talk it. So let me go ahead.
You said I will use my time. You spoke and you said you finished. I will use my time.
Let me talk it. Let me please go ahead, my brother.
I know Fagon does these things because there are people who like to see. You know, some people like to see like Jerry Springer like kind of show. You know, yeah. So that's what they like to see. You know, they want for us to all be Jerry Springer people here.
But you think we can't get out of pastor there?
You know, but we're not going down that Jerry Springer road. Let it be talking about the Jerry Springer things. We gotta keep to the issues. Fagon, you got a second responsibility. Fadiga accused somebody the other day of selling a bad product. You don't want to be accused later on of selling a bad product. So let's
say your own. I won't get double DJ. Your own get 1 year. Say your own.
We said, but that's what we're doing now. We're selling.
So let's go around and leave. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So what I'm going to say? Let me be frank. Don't listen.
The problem about it,
I beg you. Let me say this. Let me put this picture up real quick. Beautiful the dress. Beautiful address.
In the morning clothes.
Mama Fagon will mute you because you got to give your friend a chance to speak. Beautiful address. Because I believe that with all respect, you can say what you want to say. I see nothing with the dressing like any Nigerian women out there that went to this program. I don't talk to Finna. But her dressing is well in place for the occasion. Number one, I do not know the dress code that Richardson. I will not criticize Finna because I understand she can be whosoever anybody call her, but I see nothing in her dressing. A black hair tie, a black dress, black slipper or sandals, nice lit dress. She was perfect for the occasion. You can put a spin in this, but the spin shouldn't be with Finna. I should say this. And anybody that know Finna Bundle, know how she can carry herself sometime, we will laugh and we'll say this. But today's photo, she's well in place. And I think from where I sit, I salute her to her dressing. And I think they grace the occasion well. The president had white suit, black shoe, nicely done. You know me, I would say what I want to say about the president and Finna Bundle. But I see nothing in this picture to ridicule them, nothing in this picture to laugh at them. Now, we can go to the video when they were shoving the security. That's why I asked Fagon. Why? Why were they doing that? I just received information because those guys' the name wasn't on the list. Fadika, some of them were on the list, but the rest of them. So if your name not on the list, you go up, you come down to Charlie King, they will not allow you in the compound.
Yeah.
And that's why they put them out. Because the name, they didn't find the name on the list. So I know Fagon will do his Fagon thing, but today, Pa, I totally disagree with my brother Fagon. The woman is perfectly well dressed, and I respect her dressing, and the occasion were well in place. Now we can talk about the politics that involved with why she's there, blah, blah, blah. It's okay, but the dress code is perfect. I should tell you. I rest that to Richardson.
Your time finish. Nobody interrupt you. Oh. Nobody disturb you.
So,
But the fatiga time, not your time. That fatiga time. That's not your time.
It don't matter. I will
wait. Yeah, you'll wait. That
If
fatiga
they go
time.
somewhere to die Christmas Day, we die.
You can die New Year Day, but that fatiga go ahead.
I mean,
but let me just say, after fatiga, move to the next topic. Yeah.
No, I agree with Stenda. I mean, Fina. I mean, sometimes she look so, but I heard that she was pregnant. That's what I heard. And
okay,
that's not my business to say on the show. The
Well,
woman is
hold on,
beautiful dress.
let's move on to the next topic.
Why we gonna move on after this?
No, I'm so glad that you brought that up because it just triggered me. Women sometimes get blamed for their clothing.
But let him finish. But Dr. Richardson, let him finish. Let him finish, Dr. Richardson. Let Fadiga finish.
Oh, I heard that the lady was pregnant.
You can't tell me on this show.
Kalasco and Fina, and she looked smaller on that picture. If someone said she was pregnant, however true that is, that's just rumor out there. But she did look beautiful in her dress, in the clothes, the outfit. The outfit, I didn't see nothing. Like some women like to be comfortable. I don't think she's the heel type. If you look at, she got bigger legs. People that don't still no heels, you gotta be, So I didn't see. As far as why they were removed in that place, I don't know. I recognize one of the security there who I think is Derek. He always beyond the president. He's from Buchanan, so that's how I got to know him. He's called Derek Weir, no affiliation, no relationship with the president, but I know him because I know him from Buchanan. So I did see them moving. I don't know why. I really don't know why he was removed. But one thing is sure. This government do not follow protocol. I have seen them do it every time they go out. We are seeing look what happened in to the coronation program exercise in London. It was completely in a disarray. But yeah, so this is the kind of government we inherited. So that's all I wanted to say. So that it was not. I was not trying to denigrate her. I was just trying to say that what I heard. So if you heard it too, that's the rumor out there that she was pregnant. Yeah. Apparently, she had given birth. And probably for the president.
So just jump over Fagon. Let's go to the next topic.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times when we comment about women, we always talk about the way they look.
Hey, you two, you jump over me.
They're dressing. I'm not jumping over you. I'm just commenting on something, Fagon. I'm not jumping over you. Always look at the dressing, how they look, their age or their size and all of that stuff.
No, but that we men get that too. You know how many people that calls me on Facebook, call me fat, call me names? We that in the public, we do get it. I see, look, people have called me names. Sometimes we just go, Eugene, there's a picture about women. In fact, Doc, let me tell you this. I saw a picture about your women, people from your party, showing that Eugene got tete breasts. It's circulating on social media. Eugene, have you seen it?
Padiga, yes, I'm not.
But women within the
age. Saying that men, the way that men look.
We have feelings too.
When you finish, I will finish.
All right, no, I just want you to say that we get that a lot.
Yes, but historically.
About women.
When you finish? Thank you. Historically, women have been marginalized more than men, okay? If a woman is bullying a man because of what he looks like, I think that's also wrong. But I'm just saying historically, when a
That,
woman appears,
historically, it's true.
you interrupted me. When a woman appears to an occasion, a lot of times people just talk about it. They don't even ask, why is this woman there? Is she doing her job? You know, what are her qualifications? Nothing. They look at how she dressed, you know, what is she wearing, hair tie, what is she wearing, shoes, and all that stuff. No, let's look at Finda Bundle. We're going to look at her. Why was she there? Did she perform her role right? Did she, as a chief of protocol, was she doing the job? That's what we need to ask. That's what we need to explore and investigate instead of concentrating on her clothes. And anytime I hear that from a man, it sort of triggers something inside of me. Okay.
That's discrimination against all men, but we'll take it. What we gotta do? Y'all want mother, then we accept it. Eugene, you get breast, my brother. I'm a son, get breast. We'll take it. We'll pay you.
Okay, Eugene, you please talk. We're going to close it now. Are we going to the phone line today? Stanton, we're going to the
Thankfully, we know we've been in government at a very high level, so we understand how protocols work. So instead of debating the issue, I would rather teach for my 2 minutes, just to teach. When you are a protocol officer, in Nigeria, they also have a protocol officer. You run the protocols for the president. So when you get in my country, you liaise with me to find out what the program is like, what the protocols are. Now, when you do that, if in my country, I will inform you, you need 3 bodyguards or securities. Madam, as protocol officer, you will stop at the entrance of the red carpet and you will turn the president over to me. I will escort the president then to his seat. Protocol officer, you don't sit beside the president. You don't be nowhere around there. You're not running no more protocol. He's at the program now. Okay? That's why when the president comes down with other dignitary after shaking hands, it is the duty of the protocol officer again to bring the president back to you and turn him over to you. You take off from that point. Now, when you as a protocol officer, when the president have to don the red carpet and you go right beside him, it's a problem. It means you have seized control of the protocols right there. You are telling people who to follow you, who not to do. That's where the disgrace came from. Secondly, I would like to add, it is not within my DNA to ever talk down to any woman. But yes, Finabondo was inappropriately dressed. That was not a place for a funeral. That was an inauguration. 1. 2, you and I can talk about dress code. You are the protocol officer, for God in heaven's sake. You should be culturally sensitive. Nigeria is not like Liberia, where you go tie all your peas around your ankle. In a predominantly Muslim setting, and you are walking in slippers, at the end of the day, you are done in black, like you are mooning the loss of somebody.
You brave, oh. You brave.
Wait now, let me finish. You see, I tell you, you can't stand me. This is the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So again, there were 4 different mistakes that I have already outlined. You represent my country, you must represent my country. We had the same problem at the United Nations. Anyone of y'all want to argue here? How did Fulabolo enter the United Nations? Where dignitaries were. That were not in salt and pepper. You didn't see it again. So again, when we criticize based on the facts, not our opinion. But I respect your opinion. You say you are appropriately dressed. Oh no, Madam Seri, you're not dressed like that. God forbid. And you will follow the protocols. But when JMB becomes president, in the next 150-something days or so, I guarantee you, under his administration, protocols will be followed. The red carpet will be left exclusively to him. His security will be well-mannered, and they will be intact and on top of the game. They will not be beaten and dragged away disgracefully. I respectfully submit on that note until you raise the next issue. By the way, let me inform you that I just put a video in the room where Koji, may I deal with facts, expressly threatened the Minister of Transport and told him, had it not been for the intervention I quoted him, because you're allowed to ask for proof, had it not been for the the intervention of the chairman. In fact, to quote him exactly, the chairperson, they would have descended on Samuel Wulu. And he needs to be forewarned because there will not be a forewarning next time. He even went to his, I don't want to talk about his activities or orientation, but he was very brutal. So you can have the chance to see my evidence because I talk with facts.
Yes, we'll
I
ask.
can't see it. It's not in there though.
Wait
Talk
more.
a little bit about the protocol thing. Just one few minutes, 1 second, 10 seconds about the protocol thing. If you remember the coronation in London of King Charles, those protocols normally do not apply to certain countries. They said it clearly that with the exception of the U.S. president and a few other people, everybody will be restricted to this thing. So the U.S. president, so if the U.S. president will adapt program in Nigeria, every single one of the bodyguards will go there. No Nigerian protocol will supersede a protocol. So we have to be able to make that distinction. Depending on who you are and where you're from, it's a different ball game. So what Eugene was outlining is basically for smaller countries. It's not for everybody.
So
All right.
yes,
So
thank you.
Dr. Richardson,
Can
yeah,
I just say
can we
something?
move on? Thank you.
You know, actually, Mr. Falcon, thank you actually for telling us the protocol relating to Liberia, okay? Because that is what we need to be talking about. You spoke about it without even mentioning Finabondo Close. Okay, so when you say this is a protocol, as you know it as the minister, that's fine. But when we start talking about just blindly, oh, the way she dressed in mooning color, blah, 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 then that triggers something inside of me.
That's all on our funeral she was going to so.
Well, that's why I said thank you for explaining. You made it clear now. What
occasion? The
Okay.
people happy occasion. All of them
I'm
were
okay.
in white.
I'm okay.
And
Let's
then,
move on.
propose, then you wear all over black. I think that a particular stanton man, maybe
Dr. Richardson.
I don't know. The
Dr.
all
Richardson.
can see all kind of things.
Okay, 6:22.
Dr. Richardson, thank you. Thank you very much. I think it is important for us not to forget the issue that Fagon raised about the threat to Sam Wodu.
Yes.
I think we need to speak on it briefly, but just to rest on this protocol thing and this whole thing, I would just say that let's just let it go because I have said my piece. I admire the dress code of Finabondo. I may not be her biggest fan, but I think I got nothing on her about her outfit. So can we play the clip? Because I heard this morning about what Jefferson Koji said concerning the transport minister. Then maybe we can rest.
James, please play the tape.
Did you send it to James Fagon? We're not hearing you. You put it in the chat room?
I put it in the chat room free of charge. You don't pay 1 cent. I'll help you. Gonglo people para pro bono I do for Gonglo people because Gonglo are my people.
But where is James?
James going to that girl what passed behind him house. I will help you today. I am so happy today.
Yeah, download it now, James.
Is leading double digits.
James, we're waiting for you. I can't understand sign language. You showing me sign waiting for you. But notwithstanding, I don't know where Fagon getting that from. Mo Ali, why is it showing that JMB got double digit?
My man, let's go to the people life that is threatening or something.
My man, we gotta wait now. The man downloading the thing. I mean, chill a little bit. I mean, stop eating before you come on the show. When you go for, you talk plenty.
When you hungry, like when you see your face, you eat all day.
The man just have eaten whole day. He just talking. But what's going on? What's the double digit something that? And for the record, let me announce. Penner, Senator Penner, Zoe Penner will be giving an announcement tomorrow. He will be having a press conference. I heard he have not endorsed JMB. I don't know where the producer Chairman Baron Brown took that information from. He has not endorsed JMB yet. We should be very clear for the record. He has not endorsed JMB yet, so he will be giving his press conference tomorrow. I know tomorrow Tomorrow will be Senator Ibrahim Darius DeLong on this show tomorrow. It will be
So
powerful. Darius DeLong will be on the show tomorrow, folks. Join us that we can have a very important conversation. I couldn't connect with George Soto tonight. I don't know, maybe that's the phone. I tried calling him. I couldn't connect with him, but we hope to see him. On Friday, we have Alaric Tukba. I think that's his name. Alaric Tukba. Yeah. He will be our guest on Friday by God's grace, and we'll be having a very interesting conversation. I like what Councillor Lamy Brent quietly saying we should discuss the policy. Now, Mr. Cummings got Charlene as number 2, JMB got Tawan Gonglo as number 2, Joey get Joel Howard Taylor. We should discuss the reporting, what these people bring to the Liberian people. What are they giving them? What are they promising them? Who are they, by the way? Have they helped them before? So we're going to start that conversation with Darius DeLong. I mean, what's new? What's old? What's better for Liberia? Let's reach out to James. James, are we ready? James said 2 minutes. So we want to play that clip, and then Dr. Richardson will take us to the phone line. Guys, Liberians, understand what's on your mind while we're waiting for James. Councilor, 30 seconds real quick. What's on your mind? Since Dr. Richardson said, I'm going to hold on because...
You're going back to...
But we're 30 seconds because Dr. Richardson trying to figure out this clip thing. What's on your mind, Councilor? We're not hearing you, Councilor. What Byron, is he there? Mo Ali, what's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, so it is the issue of the digits you talked about. I'm sure Minister Fagon is referring to the numbers we got in the 2017 election. I don't know if you call that double digit or triple digit or quadruple digit or sextus digit, but we got close to 500,000 votes. And that, today I was calculating the numbers, and I was taking 40% of counties that I believe we will win by at least 40%. And if that goal as planned, we are expected to win the election in the first round because we'll be getting close to 700,000+ votes just from 7 counties. And so that is a Herculean task we've set up for ourselves.
Real quick, we got to do a real firing right now, real quick, because we got to go to video soon to be ready. Which county? 3 counties, name real quick. 3 counties you think UP going to win? Heavily
we will get 40%. We will get at least, and I'm being very conservative, 40% from Lufa, 40% from Bong, 40% from Mosurado, 40% from Nimba, 40% from Bomi, 40% from Grand Cape North County.
All right, so Councilor, you from Tawan Gonglo. While we wait for this clip, which county right now your man is very strong in Tawan Gonglo? Which country you think he can come up flying with at least 40%?
I mean, it's obvious that Gonglo will win his county. That's what goes without saying. And the fact that Councilor Gonglo is known across this country, we expect him to do well across the country. It's not going to be a one county person like we saw in 2017 with some candidates that were just basically one county candidates. But one thing that is sure is that he's going to win his county, and we're going to make sure that we get votes across the country. He's known, he is going to get votes across the country, but he's going to win Nima County.
All right, so let me go to Dr. Richardson. Dr. Richardson, we know that you support the CPP, the Standard Bearer, Arizona Commons. Which county, if 1 or 2, 3, that you think he would come out during the first round, if there's a first round, winning first round?
Very similar to what Councillor Paco said. Mr. Cummings will probably win many counties. He's not isolated to just one county alone. If you ask him about his constituency, he will tell you that his constituency consists of the market women, the pimpin' boys, the people in rural Liberia, the people in city Liberia. It consists of a diversity of people. So we will continue to make our case to all the different Liberians. We want a united Liberia. We're not going to say we're only going to win, Lufa County, which is what JMP won the last time, just Lufa County alone. So that's what.
Well, can you point because now Councilor said Nimba. and the rest. Mo Ali saying Lofa, Nimba, Grand Bassa, Monserrado. You point to that one county you think is the stronghold of Mr. Cummings that during the first round, they say, like we say here in America, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Maryland, Democrat. Here we say in America, Texas, Arizona, this places, that places, Republican. Can you tell us which county right now under the belt of Mr. Cummings that we shouldn't worry about?
Well, I told you, and I'm not going to use the analogy of having numbers from the last election, like how Muali is very confident with the numbers for the last election, because we know that numbers from previous elections are not static, okay? I just said Mr. Cummings will win in many counties, the Bronx County, Nima County, Monserrado County, River G, Bassa. So we are continue to make our cases in all of these different places. We believe in a united Liberia. We're not going to come here and be divisive, like saying, oh, we belong to this county, we're going to win just this county alone. So we believe in a united Liberia. Our constituency is not about tribal person or county. It's about, you know, the pimp boys, the market people, as I told you before. It's about the business people. It's about the people who, you know, are just graduating from high school, or just turned the first time voters. So those are our constituencies.
Thank you very much. Fadiga, just to leave it where Dr. Rich is saying, you know, that's what she's saying. Fine. That's for the CPP. Which country your political leader, GMB, you think, or you can speak on any other political leader, which country you think?
Well, if you look at the map right now, I'm expecting a big win in Lofa. Nima County, of course. I don't see anything leaving there for Councillor Gonglo. Lofa going to Bikeno. Bikeno going to come big. And the good thing is Bikeno going to decide this election. The election going to be decided in Grand Bassa County this time. So I'm looking at Bikeno. I'm looking at Grand Bassa. I'm looking at Lofa, Nima. Monserrado, of course, going to go big. We're looking at Bon County. So we got 5 counties that at least it looks good on Team JMB side. Mangibi, we could post some things there because the vote from Basel extend into Mangibi and on the outskirts of Morovia. So we're going to get that too. So it looked very good for Ambassador Boakai. On that side, on Cummings, let me just say something to Cummings and Gonglo. I won't say much about Gonglo because Nima County, there won't be a split vote in Nima County. The vote in Nima will be very decisive, and at the end of the day, either Gonglo will get out or he's just going to hang around. But we're not expecting him to do much in Nova do anything to put a dent into what we're going to get from there. There's my problem with the Cummings team. When I look around Liberia, Cummings has done well among college-educated people in urban area. Around Morovia, he did well the last time with women voters. But things have shifted. And one of the things is, a lot of the people that left from the Boakai camp, I listened to the picking Good Day, this guy, Good Day, talking about people supported Boakai in the past, and that have changed. What has changed in this election is that trust me factor that George Weah had, that put in there. People already know what the CDC can do. The CDC was a viable candidate. They were opposition at that time to the Unity Party. He had tons of other political, strong individual, not even institution, individual beyond the CPP. Even the ANC was, supporting George Weah at that time. So you can see where George Weah gathered his strength from. But that strength is not there anymore because, one, people don't trust the CDC. The CDC have reneged on every agreement they have signed, even with the MPP. Every agreement that they have signed with other political institutions, they have not adhered to it. The fire or Cooper Kwa, they did a lot of things. So people do not trust the CDC. So that whole factor, we can remove it from this election. So I see, so for Cummings, let me just close on this thing. For Cummings, I saw him bringing Charlie in. But that crowd, that truck crowd, this is the worst case of trucking I've seen in the nation history. They did well. They did an impressive job of bringing people from all over the country to show something. But what's going to happen in Grand Bassa County? Honestly, I don't even expect Charlie Bronski to bring more than 10,000 votes in Grand Bassa County. And that's the
real quick before I leave it though, because we got to go to Fagon and play Fagon video he sent. But real quick before I leave it, it's important to ask you though. Don't you think that Charlene can bring out those Bazodians?
No. Charlene is completely disconnected from those people. Charlene's strength would have been a combined. Look, Charlene brought in something that she threw a wild card in there, and that is Western Guy Finley. But let me tell you something. Right now, Western Guy Finley, the reason why a lot of people that even going in, we're going to turn.
I would like to say something about that.
The Western Guy factor will not hold during this election because Grand Bassa stand to benefit more on JMB leadership by going towards the company faction of the Yombri faction of the Liberty Party versus going on the other side. So they will not waste their vote. They understand that going with Charlie is to waste their vote. They're not going to waste the vote. Look, Bassa is a very
we gotta go. I understand. We'll have this conversation because Delon is coming on tomorrow, folks, and I'm going to jam Delon on this very important conversation. Honorable Fagon, I will ask you the same question. Your stand-up bearer, the person you celebrating, Joseph Yema Boakai, naming those counties you think nobody should worry about. You're muted, sir. Thank you.
Do you have a pen?
I got my pen and my paper. Talk to me. I got him here.
Kidman has fallen to JMB.
How so? Can you give a little explanation? Thank you.
Kidman, Bummy, and Bapolu is a no-go zone to any political leader or party. And the reason is simple. They are referred to as the Western Cluster. MMG go poison the people water there with cyanide. They have benefited nothing. They equally have not benefited from the Western Cluster Agreement. As you know, they weigh 14 million, and our people in Cape Town, Bomi, and Bapolu suffered. Second reason, let's go to Bapolu. Nobody has beaten Joseph Boakai like that in Bapolu. In fact, in the first round in 2017, he scrubbed everybody in Bapolu. The records are clear. Correct, Moali? It's his nieces and nephew there. You can do nothing. When it comes to Bomi, that's where he partially went to school. That's where he found his beloved wife. She is a citizen of Bomi. And so for that reason, Bomi is a no-go zone. Will not allow anybody to claim, oh, I want daughter here. They're not going to happen. So leave Bomi, Kidman, and Bapolu. I have given you the reason why with no argument behind it. Go to Lofa. He beat with 90% They are highly cultural and traditional. So Lofa has fallen. Now, how many now? 4? Come down to Bon County. Start with Jeremiah Slunter. Go to Prince Moi. Go to Henry Topa. And go to Joa Howard Taylor. And I'll tell you that her government has done nothing in Bon. And Bon has always been a Unity Party stronghold. And in addition to that, an NPP stronghold with James Barney on board and the Unity Party on board. Bon has fallen. Now, how many big checking it? Who talking about the big checking it for me? Now, that far?
Yeah.
Go to Nimba County. When they had the radio Nimba Sanikwele Poo, JMB got 33, Josh Weah got 14, Elizada Kumi 2, Gonglo 2. With the recent development of the PSCG group and Kumi's alignment with that group, 32 for him, gave it back to where it's supposed to be. Nimba has already fallen. And you know, with Prince Johnson, Kun, and all those people, Nimba Kwado, Yasie, is gone. Now, how many now? That's right.
That's 6.
That's 6, right?
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to Bassa, with Delon, with Nyombi, With the Basso people knowing
Well,
what
I
Charles
thought you
Brooks,
live in Delaware. I thought you live in Delaware in Moserado. Are you taking in Obasa now?
the man then at the era, man. We're not most of everybody era. But it has always gone to the opposition, the records have shown. So I'm not going there. That place that I want no playground there. But when you go to the Basso Bell, look carefully at Komade we said. He's an early supporter, but with Borchers, with Wellington G. Von Smith, with James Barney, with, I can take you the whole 9 years, but let me just go. Maryland honor James Barney is going to Boakai. River Sess and River G is part of the Basso Bell, along with Magibi and Grand Basso. He will win Magibi, he will win Basso, he will win River G, and he will win River Sess. No question asked. Grand G there, as it stands right now, give me 48 hours to make that determination. Sino, he will lose.
So let me give you an information about Grand G there also.
Wait, more Ali, wait, let you finish. Well, I beg you. Dr. Richard said I won't go back to her.
We will explain to the people their son Mabutu Nyimpa. Baten Niswa. The people of Sano will speak when the time comes. Even if we are beating in Sano, the spirit of Mabutu Nyimpa will give us almost half of the vote. Grand Coup will campaign there vigorously. Even if we are beating there, it will not be that.
So now you're going to concede so early that you will be losing in the southeastern part of Liberia, correct?
No, I'm not conceding. I'm telling you what we expect.
But the Mesa will win Maryland, will win River G, will win River Set.
Read that man. I mean, know what I'm talking about.
More Adi.
I mean, let's play with June. I mean, let video game business. I'm talking seriously. Now, at the end of the day, out of the 15 counties, first of all, what we talking about? President, we're not going to be president.
So let me ask you. So let me ask you real quick. We got to go. Not too long. Real quick. I want you to bring in the Taiwan. Which county you think Taiwan's strength lies? Will he win any? Will he come second, third? Position Taiwan.
Taiwan will not win any county. What Taiwan is doing, Taiwan is spending on advertisement for 2029. Taiwan did not tell you.
Let's talk about Mr. Cummings.
The only place I am confident that Cummings can win now in America.
Okay, now we got to leave you right there, Dr. Richardson.
In Atlanta.
You know,
Dr. Richardson.
No, I don't want us to make fun of it.
I'm not making fun. I'm that serious asking you.
I'm going back to
Dr. Richardson, I beg you. Just give me 1 second. I beg you, Mama, please. If I go on a very serious
I don't want to
note,
joke with this. I'm serious.
You are looking at 15 counties. Mr. Cummings spending a lot of money. Mr. Cummings folks said they are generating the people. They are changing the mindset of the people. Dr. Richardson have gone in that country 3 different times, 4 times. They are mobilizing. We have George Wisner, chair on mobilization. They are telling you that they're going to win, and you said none. Now 1 county he will win.
Everybody,
you said George Wisner.
Everybody down to Lami.
George Wisner mobilize anybody.
Wait,
hold on, More Ali, wait.
Let me say this quickly. George Wisner can mobilize anybody. That man participated in UP mini convention for chairmanship. He got 0 vote. He has no vote anywhere. He can't even get 1 vote. Anywhere he can give Cummings.
He's the mobilization chair for the CPP. He is the mobilization chair.
He for chairmanship. The man got 0 vote.
How can you run for chairmanship and you vote for yourself?
Okay, Dr. Richardson.
No, my 30 seconds to finish the part I said.
We're done with you. We'll come back to you. Dr.
No,
Richardson.
You said
Dr. Richardson, let's go. We'll come back to you.
So, you know, if we were going back on 2017 votes, Mr. Cummings came 3rd in 7 counties. Okay. And that's
did he win any contest though? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You know, I have to go back to look at the statistics, but I'm trying to tell you that we continue. Well, y'all not let me talk now. Y'all
let Dr. Richardson speak. Let Dr. Richardson speak.
Y'all can't give me a chance. Y'all scared or something? I can
No,
understand it. Okay, so
No, let that Richardson
we are,
speak.
you know, we don't believe in conspiracy theories. We like
They come in follow Lamina in the
yes,
area.
I do, because
They
we
come
don't
in follow
believe,
Lamina
we don't
conspiracy
believe that we
theory.
got some kind of, you know, bank sitting down somewhere where all the numbers are waiting for us. We don't believe in that. Okay, we believe in hard work. We believe in making our case to the Liberian people, going door to door, and that's how we'll continue to do it until October 10th, until election is done. Okay, until the announcements are made. Father God, when you talk about people being disconnected from society, you say Charlene is disconnected from society. When was the last time you saw JMB address any societal problems? He got the, when you look in the dictionary and want to
Last
disconnect,
week.
you probably
Last week.
No. Mo Adi, you're
She
not
asked the
interrupting
question,
woman.
I'm answering last
Mo,
week.
you cannot interrupt her, please. She's protected. Go ahead, Dr. Richardson.
when you look in the dictionary, I would be surprised if I didn't see disconnected, Joe Boakai name next to Vice President Boakai name next to disconnected. The man hardly speaks to the Liberian people. And some of you people say, oh, he's going to sit down and y'all go campaign for him. Is that the hallmark of being disconnected? Mr. Cummings is not disconnected. Charlene is not disconnected. Charlene has been making radio appearances this whole week, and she'll continue to do that. We will continue to make our case for a better Liberia, a case where the CDC plan will not even come close to it. Okay, we will continue to do that. Unity Party, I don't even want to talk about Unity Party. The people that talk about Joe, just Vice President Joseph Parker. I want to last time again he spoke to Liberian people. Yeah, please tell me. Besides
Just the other day when he talked about the goat.
No. Let the woman. I beg you. Let our sister finish. Are you done, Dr. Richardson?
Yes, I'm done.
Thank
Anytime
you
you
very
talk
much.
about Unity Party, I got to
Folks, we're
respond.
gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it. I beg you. We're bringing Mo Adi, then we'll go to the councilor. Mo Adi, real quick, 30 seconds.
Exactly. You know, when Eugene said Dr. Richardson and the entire ANC, they are not in touch, it's true. Because Joe Boakai is one standout person who speaks out against everything in this country. The 100 million drugs issue, Joe Boakai spoke against it. There is a whole statement. It's published on his page. Go there, you look at it. In fact, he is one of the only person who had a very strong statement against that. Every issue that comes out in this country, Joe Boakai is reacting very, very fast. Joe Boakai was the first to react to the Prince Johnson, the attack on Prince Johnson Church. Joe Boakai is one of the person who is speaking against corruption more seriously than even the sweeper. Just when he was at the endorsement program with Magdalena Copper, he talked about it. So for you to say, oh, Joe Boakai, no. Joe Boakai, the reason why Joe Boakai is the front runner in this election is because of his stance on issues, the responsive manner in which he addresses issues. It is not because he's out of touch. It's because
can you clarify real quick? I will ask you on this Joe Boakai thing. I got to go to consider. Can you clarify the statement made by those senators that Joe Boakai should just sit down, don't campaign because the people will campaign for him?
No, even me, I've told JMB, said, you don't got to worry yourself. Look, when you have an extremely strong team, a team that can deliver for you, when you heard Senator Yombi Kanga Lawrence spoke, she said, as the mother of the rescue team, I am charging Senator Prince Moy to deliver Bond. I am charging Rescue 2 to deliver Nimba. Me, Yombi Kanga Lawrence, Jivon Smith, and what the other senator from River says.
Jonathan Kaipe.
Yeah, Jonathan Kaipe. The 4 senators from the Basel Belt. She said, we will deliver the Basel Belt. I will charge Senator Dillon to lead the campaign to deliver Mosurado County. Lofa will come naturally. So, Ambassador Boakai, you don't need to worry yourself. Now, you know, every day they get on, they say, oh, the papa said that the reason why, what kind of sick man where everybody there running behind? You saw him the other day in the video. It didn't look like he said, and you know, I always like to bring this example, and I will call his name today because he is an ANC person. Darlington Bashu, we were on the field the day he banged up JMB, talking about how JMB is sick and this and that. Darlington Bashu went, unfortunately for him, the next day he got a massive stroke. So sickness is not something. Every morning I go to the office and I'm there 9 o'clock and JMB is sitting in his office 8 o'clock in the morning. This morning we had a meeting. Let me say this morning we had a meeting. He was in the office and he called. He said, Mo, I'm waiting for you. Senator Wissa is here. We need to meet him. And I had to be rushing. That is an old man who you claim is sick. But he is in the office very early in the morning. Young man who is not sick, and he has to be calling me. We have a meeting to remind me. That does not appear like a sick person to me. And so because he is in touch, he is aware, he is alert, both mentally and physically. That's why the entire country is running behind him. And that's why I will ask this.
Let's give the time. Let's give the time to
come so we can beat Josh. We are them. Thank you.
So
let's give the time to Lamin. Lamin, go ahead, please.
We're discussing these political things. You should probably maybe choose one of these three guys to talk on behalf of the UP so that it can be balanced. Because right now you have three of them, and three of them have more time than the rest of us. So when Mo is speaking, the other two people shouldn't talk. If Eugene speaks, yeah, we have to balance it out. That's the best thing.
You don't get parties in. Next time you come in for bring some poor with you.
You want to have three people on the show. We have three people on the show too. Y'all want to bring people on the show also, and we bring three people. So go ahead. Let me just reiterate what
your partisan at Dr. Richardson. She right there. Don't worry.
No, Dr. Richardson must say in two different parties. The only thing is that we don't do the bombastic thing that they're all. We don't do the bombastic thing. We different parties.
Please, for my benefit, please call your party here.
Thomas Westmore, Westmore.
Why your party?
Thomas Westmore.
So
let me want to be on Jerry Springer show. You want anything to Jerry Springer show? We can tell you Jerry Springer show.
Me remember talking about 2 weeks now. Forget it, man. Party.
You forgot it, man. Party. So, because Gongo was on the show the other time, he said the people who got vote in the bank are sitting out there waiting for them. Let them be there. For us, we are going out. You know one thing I know in this country? There is a silent majority of people who do not want the CDC, which is the current ruling party, soon to be the former ruling party, and they do not want the former ruling party also. There's that group of people, it's a huge chunk of people. Those people are the ones that are going to decide these elections in on October 10th. These are the people that are going to decide the election. That's the reason why you see Adiga is cleverly saying that I don't want to say any policy because you remember he slept today. He said because you won't come discuss policy, then he says something and take people from behind you. So he's been very clever about it. And I must give it to him. He's now acting as the city. You know the way the CDC people acted in 2017. That how the UP people acting now. You know people that's fighting out there that how they acting now. They acting as the CDC. So then the CDC trading places presently. You know the no policy debate and stuff like that. Y'all got votes in bank, right? Y'all keep that vote in the bank. We're going to go and try to fill our own bank with votes that are current. That's what we're going after. Councillor Gonglo arrived in the country last night. No, this morning. He arrived on Royal Air Marak this morning. This afternoon, he was in the field with people. He went to a campaign or related rally today in a part of Montserrat County. He's not sitting in the corner saying that I got votes somewhere later. And the people will just give it.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor, you will not come on this phone and change the way we do our thing, okay? No, your people send you and they decide to ask and send you alone. You're not bringing no other two group with you. Leave them. But you got plenty of people in your party, so you take off one day. Okay, you take off one day. But Dr. Richardson, though. Let me ask you a question, right? A lot of our followers saying we need to ask you because it is important. You didn't point to one county, say Mr. Comey is going to win this county, right? You just say the entire country, Mr. Cummings, will win. Can you be more specific? Talk to us about a country that will relate to Mr. Cummings' stronghold. Or you guys not having that conversation?
No, we are not having that conversation because we don't believe in blanket statements. We don't believe in, saying something like more saying, oh, we're going to win the entire country, and all of those things. We believe in data. We believe that when we speak with facts, okay? So like I said, Mr. Cummings came third in 7 counties. There's 15 counties. He came third. If we want to go to the last elections, we'll continue to make our case to the Liberian people. And that's until October 9th. That is where we are right now.
Point of correction. Point of correction.
No, go ahead.
Point of correction. Dr. Richardson, in 2017, and the map is right here. You want to turn the camera. Cummings came second in Maryland to George Weah, and he came third in Montserrado, Bomi, Bong, and River G. 4 other counties, not 7.
Okay. We can.
So again, we cannot look at that one county that Mr. Cummings have his strength in.
Mr. Cummings is like Uncle Pete, the man from all the counties.
No.
Actually,
wait, are you speaking to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was speaking to you, Dr. Richardson.
Yes.
Oh,
No,
okay.
like I said, this thing about Liberia being this divisive place where people are sectional into maybe winning one county, like how, Vice President Boakai just won Lofa the last time, the only county he won. We don't believe in that. We believe in an inclusive Liberia. We want to meet everybody in all the counties because we want our policies that we have, the goals that Mr. Cummings has about making Liberia a more deserving place, is for everyone. It is not about just one county or one group of people like many of you guys subscribe to. And we believe in facts. We believe in empty conversation like, we're going to win the entire country, all of that stuff. No, we don't believe in those kind of conspiracy or those kind of blanket statements.
Yeah, can I say something quickly? With the exception of me and Lami on this show, the 4 of you on the top of the screen live in America. And in every other country, before I will cite America as an example because you people live there and you all understand the politics there. In every country, political parties have strongholds. And when they are going to elections, they count those strongholds as places that they will win first.
Red and blue states.
In the America that you live, whenever I see CNN counting the result, by the time they count 1% in New York, they say we'll give New York to the Democrat. By the time they count 0.5% for Maryland, they say we'll give it to the Democrat. When they go to Texas, we'll give it to the Republican. Because those states are already there, they will go for the Democrats, they will go for the Republicans. And mostly you see the campaigns are intensive in the states they call swing states. That one is enough for anybody, they can go anywhere, anytime. That's what makes the party to get a stronghold. And that's why you need as a base to start to campaign. You need a threshold, you need a baseline. You're not going to go anywhere in an election if you don't have a baseline. When you go right here to Sierra Leone, the whole part of Sierra Leone that borders Liberia is SLPP stronghold.
SLPP.
The Sierra Leone People Party. When you go to places like Makini, Moyamba, the Lemba-speaking region, that is APC stronghold. Then you go to Freetown, they all fight on the votes there. So,
but can you, but so seriously, so we understand what you're saying, Bo Ali. I beg you, with the 1 minute we got left, please. Why you think, if it is true, CPP running away from this stronghold argument? Why?
Because they don't have it. They do not have anywhere they call stronghold.
Are they closing now? We're doing?
Yes, yes, we're doing the closing.
So that I'm closing here now.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead, yeah, closing. That's okay.
No, just answer that question quick, then we'll go jump in the closing. Go
Because
ahead.
they don't have a stronghold. They do not have a stronghold at all. Like you will say, from 2005, we've been winning Magibi, Bon. You know,
No. So I beg you guys, please forgive me more. Forget about 2017. Forget about 2005. Forget about 2011. Let's talk about now. Why you think they do not have a stronghold? When Mr. Cummings took over CPP, he brought into CPP those senators, representatives. Don't you think he can look back and say, the people that I ran with, those are my stronghold? Because the people believe in my leadership. Because it was under his leadership, DeLon, Yombli Kanga Lawrence, Boakai Segbe, and all of them. Don't you think people believe in the leadership of Cummings and they ran with that to support these guys?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, when you look at Boakai are being a perennial contestant in senatorial elections in Rivers County. And on one occasion, Senator Wisa won him by just 200 votes. You look at Senator DeLon, where Senator DeLon got massive votes from in this county was because of the coming together of the Liberty Party, the Unity Party, which has always got the second largest number of votes in this county. Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence in Bassor, minus everybody had won election there. And she campaigned, she served as campaign manager for Jonathan Kaipe, and they whipped Besson Garfield, who was a sitting senator and president pro tem of the Liberian Senate. You look at the case of Cape Mount. The case of Cape Mount, it was because of the support of the Unity Party's candidate, Daba Vapila, to the ANC candidate, Simeon Taylor. That's why he won. Senator Prince Moy had proven to be a force in Bon County, and he won there because of the UP factor and his own work. And Brownie Samuka in Lofa, I don't need to tell you. Brownie Samuka, the Unity Party, and Brownie Samuka himself. So it wasn't because Cummings was chairman of the CPP, that's why we won 6 senatorial seats. No. It was because of a combination of these political parties. In 2014, the Unity Party on her own won 4 senatorial seats. 4 in the special senatorial election.
Thank you. I know we'll continue on this thing tomorrow. You know that Delon will be our guest tomorrow, folks, and immediately Delon leaving. When he leaves tomorrow, after his 2 hours, we will be talking about the importance of the political leaders going into election. Guys, come ready. It will be on every one of them. Dr. Richardson, thank you for the beautiful program. Honorable Minister Eugene Fagon, Hossein Fadika, Councillor Lamek Pakor. Let's go to our closing, folks. More will take question when Delon is in the studio. Bo Ali.
So let me start with my closing.
Your jet keep talking. After your jet closing.
No, my closing.
No. He was answering the question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. The picture of the money. Why I'm talking.
Yeah, but you got to talk to James. Just send us in to James. James.
I want to start off with this thing, and I told you
maybe
that
I can do my closing while he's doing it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Listen, Mo, I beg you, James. Take it down. Let Councilor Lamin do his closing. He got to go home, please.
Okay, so let me just point out something. Mo and the other guys talk about political strongholds, and they use the American example and they use Sierra Leone. The problem there is that Liberia is unique and different. Liberia is not Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone has a system that has had these 2 parties forever. And they have longer history of multi-party democracy in Sierra Leone than we had, even though we used to think that there was a one-party state in Sierra Leone, but no, they've had a longer history of multi-party democracy there than us. And the thing is that their party structures are based upon tribal lines because they have dominant groups. We do not have that in Liberia. Liberia is far more dispersed than most of these places. So the making is like comparing apples to oranges, and we have to stop doing that. Our Supreme Court has said consistently that they do not recognize strongholds. the Supreme Court, even in the 2017 opinion, the case that was filed by Councillor Bromsky, they said the issue of strongholds is a fallacy. So people got to stop saying those things. We have stronghold. If you take that case of court and say we didn't win in our stronghold, you're not going to go anywhere. The UP lost in Lofa County. A lot of us were surprised when they lost the senatorial seat in Lofa County, because everybody thought that the UP's stronghold was Lofa County. So nobody expected them to lose there. And I will close finally by saying that we deviated from the ambassador's advice when we started talking all these things about strongholds and all that kind of stuff. Even though Stanton had promised that we're going to shift this thing to the policy issue and stick to it, I think we should shift to the policy issue and stick to it. There are many people that occupy the middle ground presently in Liberia, plenty of them, especially in the Monserrato County area. There are majority of the voters in the Monserrato County area that do not yet have any party alliance. It behooves us to provide direction to them. And the UP people should not be afraid, because you're three in this thing. You're three on this show. So when it comes to fostering policy and discussing policies, you people will have more time to discuss it. Also, don't follow Fadiga and be afraid to discuss policy because you think you're asleep, and then people will say, no, we're voting for you. You know, and y'all can bring Lobo in. You got a 4 yeah now. You know, bring Lobo, then a 4. Y'all can, so we push this thing down the policy route, and so we can inform our people so that they can make the best decision. And in the words of Fadiga, we should guard against selling a bad product. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Have a good night.
You fuss it. You let trouble you.
Yeah, so let me
The man let him come on. He let him keep calling me. Then you run
yeah,
away.
let me come in quickly. Let me come in quickly. You know,
Go ahead.
it can be funny sometimes how my brother Lamin Kwago can talk. Who told you in any politics anywhere that Supreme Court can determine whether somebody gets stronghold or not? How has that become a Supreme Court issue? Because let me tell you all that if the Supreme Court recognizes that this place is my stronghold, that means it is now a law that nobody should win there besides me. And if somebody else wins there, will go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will say, no, that UP stronghold there, you can't win there. So that other argument, I know where I'm going from, but they never taught in that one in law school. Nowhere in the world Supreme Court has said that they party stronghold here, that they other party stronghold here. And then he said, you know, the thing of UP lost a senatorial seat in Lofa County, the Lofa County stronghold. UP has never lost a presidential election in Lofa County. And the first time UP ever won a senatorial seat in Lofa County was with Brownie Samuka. In Lofa, like in any other county, the people vote in the local election based on who they know, who is connected to them, and that's why we say connection is very significant. Let me also talk about policy issue. Yeah, man. Let me, every day when we sit here, we talked about JMB will improve education. And this is how he's going to do it. We talk about JMB consider health very highly, and these are the measures he will take. We talk about JMB is going to improve the agriculture sector to transform it from the cutlass brushing to a mechanized it, and we said how you would do it. That those are policy issues. I mean, how else do you want us to discuss policy issue? My man, policy issue will not be defined by sweeper. Taking broom to sweep, it's not policy issue. That's not how you discuss policy with sweeping with broom. Everybody sweeps their house. Everybody gets up and sweeps their yard. That's not a policy issue. I like Councilor Gonglo, but that's not a policy issue. Now let's go to the money. The second source of the money the people dividing around, right? The first source, there is a local commercial bank, which we are investigating. LBDI is another one. But the other one, Stanton, the NSA. The reason why the NSA has an astronomical budget in this country and they do nothing is because they cannot be audited. They do not have to tell. This is Gompu Kagon. The guy now is district 4 rep in Nimba, and he supports the CDC. That's why you see millions of dollars pack up before him there, and he divided all around the place. The NSA, they got this astronomical budget. They do not account to anybody because they are a covert entity or classified entity. Those are the money they put through there. When you check that budget, I think it's between 10 to 12 million. That the money they can put through there, they go there.
But you are not sure though. Are these just speculations?
My man, I'm not speculating, but I am not speculating. This is a reality.
But I understand. But what do you have to show that the money that people use it?
Look, as a very big political institution in this country that have been existing forever, we have people everywhere. Stanton, you sit on the radio, you talk on issues. You got people, places who gave you information. How do you think you can put out information before the entire country hears it? It's because you have sources. You think as a political institution, we don't have intelligence sources in places? And as an experienced former ruling political party, we don't have intelligence sources? We do. We do have people everywhere. And the money they're taking now, taking some from the bank, and they just taking money from the vault of the bank and just sending with speaker chambers, then they just go in, dividing raw cash. Because that's what Mr. Weah said. We'll not do anything. We'll sit down and wait in your says. But that the money will go divide. Like when people less more money, they like rice. That's why the last time Joel going, I think, to the southeast, he carried plenty rice and millions of dollars. They were dividing all around the place. That is their game plan. And we will come here every day and every other available show to sensitize the people and tell them to collect that money. Don't vote for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Fadiga?
Well, let me start off with my good friend Lamir. Lamir always let a throw jab and run away. Look, Lamir, the only one more I have for you, pick on someone your size. JMB is not your equal. And in as much as we love the good old Councillor Gonglo, we do not want to brutalize him politically. So we will restrain ourselves. But that debate that he wants, it might not happen. You know, it's unfair to be trying to pick a fight against someone that is not your equal. And that is what I'm avoiding. You know, there's no debate to be held. But as far as where we are on this campaign, look, we come here every day. We're sharpening the contradiction against those that claim that they are change agents, they are clean hands, and they want to lead this country. Look, the three good things happen to humanity. You see, smartphone, social media. I'll say two: smartphone and social media. Those days that politicians can just come and lie and make us story. Look, George, we are one by that time, Facebook Live, we're not even there, we're not even coming, we're just coming. If these things were there a couple of years ago, a lot of things wouldn't have happened. So as we progress, you know, in all these things, our people now have information at their disposal. We want to be letting them know the different candidates, what is at stake. People in Bokonjide now can go on Facebook and see what's going on. People in the rural area having a little bit of access to this thing. They know. There's a saying in Liberia, the people know their leader. The people do know their leader. That is why Ambassador Boakai doesn't have to leave his house. He can just sit down there because he has preached his message for the last 40 years. And when he gets out, as soon as he open him up, the people already know the leader. Oh, is he? They already know the leader. Look, the people that got that humongous tax to look, we just saw a vice presidential candidate that took her bus to her people and still trying to identify herself to her own people. Can you imagine that? Where you carry your bus, you carry Mr. Cummings to Grand Bassa County to introduce him to the Liberian people. In that program, NLRB, you see me? I challenge Bronski or Bronski's son. Then she look at her, turn to her boyfriend. She say, you see my boyfriend? What a Fremont family. And you see her Fremont family trying to identify with the Martinians. This is someone that is having an identity crisis. you know, and I one of the things that I really felt bad when I saw that program in Grand Bassa County. I was sad because yes, it was an opportunity to tell the Liberian people to be a character witness for Mr. Cummings. Tell the Liberian people that hey, this is the senior that I brought here, and you should vote for him. But I just what we witnessed, it was this incoherent, all over the place speech that, and then she ended up introducing herself again. So the choices are clear this election. You want George Weah, who is more of the same, corruption, King Kong, or you want to move with the rescue team, someone that have told us that, hey, I've already reached my prime. I want to rescue this country and turn it over to a responsible president. I think Ambassador Boakai is the true transitional president. We, the youth of Liberia, I'm not youth, I don't consider myself youth, but our generation should entrust this country in his hand, let him create this transition that will safely transfer power to our generation, and then we can see what we'll do with it. We'll do
Thank
it
you
best.
very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Dr. Rich is saying, I'm going to keep you for last. Let's go to Fagon, please. Mr. Fagon.
Well, thank you. I'm not going to talk long. I'm just going to speak to my supporters out there, the people who love me. And someone just wanted me to I have someone picking the picking account.
Because it's time for her to go.
Anyways, the people who know me knows that what I'm capable of doing and what I did in 2017. And sometimes people will ask me, why you just laugh and just laugh? Because when I look on this platform, I see serious-minded people. But let me give an example with Lamy. You want to discuss policy. We challenged you the other day about policy. You told us about the Better Liberia agenda. I took notes. You said it was a 10-point plan. Then you came us to tell us that one of the points would be no interference in the other branch of government. We shut you down. The next thing you told us, you said the president must declare his asset he won. We told you, say, stop. Stop explaining constitutional matters to us. It's constitutional matters, they're not policies. We start to make fun out of it. My good friends from the ANC, everybody will bear witness when they come. They just attack JMB. So we asked them one day, we say, wait now. I thought all of us running against George Weah. I thought all of us supposed to be attacking George Weah. So for me, when I come, I know the man I support. He has 42 years under his belt. If you want to debate his ability or his competence, we'll do that. But the writings are on the wall. He is the front runner. A man who wants to win election in Liberia, such as George Weah. We got 4 months to election, 15 counties to go. He even said, let me go to the other counties today or tomorrow. He's not talking to nobody. He's sitting down in a house. So when I come on here, I laugh a lot to kind of help myself because I'm confident of where we are now. Many months ago, everybody said, oh, JMB, on the same platform. Look at his hand down. The old man finished. Everything was said negative. But again, when the 4 Hebrew boys left, we done this platform. And today it is proving that we only have 2 candidates in this race, as far as I'm concerned. And the 2 candidates we have in this race happens to be George Weah and Joseph Boakai. A small country like Liberia, we now can confirm that we have up to 36 political parties. And you are asking us when we come here, why do we laugh? We are laughing because out of 36 political parties, 36 political leaders, where are we headed? The reason why we have declared that the race is between President Weah and Honorable Joseph Newman Boakai, Ambassador Boakai, is because when you look at Kumis, my Ellen brought him in 2006. And he worked with her ever since. The evidence is clear. When you look at Dr. Moniba, he is said talking. My Ellen brought him too in 2007. When you look at President Weah, that my Ellen put him there and share power with him. That Hakan Bezonga, Samuel Wulu, you can go down the list. I've named it before. So we look at it, we see Ellen and her group versus JMB and his supporters. And when the Liberian people look from 2007 to where they are now, and they know who caused the problem, and they see Dr. Monica and they say, Moniba, you young, then Moniba say, but it was me that negotiated most of the contracts. Fadiga Allah, isn't that what he said? Yeah? That's what he said.
He said, but they were good, oh.
But they were good, oh. And we look at area today. We say, but you are working in the government. He said, I was the Minister of State without portfolio, and I was the head of the Presidential Delivery Unit, the PDU. Why are we running against that man for? When we look at Alexander Cummings, we used to say he was Mr. Clean Hands. Only for us to find out that he was the chief financial analyst since 2007. Why are we running against him for? So we concluded that we'll be laughing until Chakla 1 and Chakla 2 say, we're ready. Then we'll get ready. We're not coming to be chasing the other people there. So if you see me on the platform laughing, Dr. Francine, it's because I don't understand where Chakla 1 and Chakla 2 is right now. I know the Chakla things, but I don't know where they are right now. So when the issue comes about, we have the serious debate. Liberians know me. I don't joke. But for now, we are joking. There's a clear front runner, and everybody knows who the next president would be. He's none other than His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai. The Liberian people have decided, and we will respect the will of the people. I respectfully submit.
Okay, good. Let me just close quickly because, as you probably rightfully saw or heard, Mr. Facom, my grandson is out already. He's ready for me to go. You know, actually, I really enjoy your sense of humor, you know, here on this show. Sometimes you make me laugh a lot. Fadiga, you know, it's always having you. I like to hear, you know, your opinion on different things. And the same with Mo Ali. I think sharing the diversity of thoughts is really great and maybe unique to many Liberians. You know, how many times have I not been called or asked, or why are you on the show? Why are you on the show? You know, I'm here because I don't want to be singing the same song with everybody else. I'm here because I believe that this is an opportunity for me to tell Liberians about Mr. Cummings. Okay. Yes, I can go on another platform where I can sing the same song like everybody else, but how would I know what Mr. Falcon is thinking or what Fadiga is thinking or what Ali is thinking? So after having said that, I wanted to go to Liberians. You know, I definitely believe in what Councillor Lamin said, Farquhar said. He said, you know, we're not going to buy just disjointed facts or information, or we're not going to buy, you know, just theories. Hold on, Mama. Marcin, sorry, guys.
It's okay. He's from the United Party. So
we're not going to just buy that. So, you know, my good friend, Mr. Falcon, come here and say, oh, I saw this. I was introducing and doing research last night. I saw, you know, Mr. Cummings are on the board and Charlie is on the board. Please go and find out for yourself. I already told you guys what board members are responsible for. I told you guys earlier, okay? So not because Mr. Cummings or Charlene is on a board, or Councillor Brumskin, I'm sorry, is on a board, it doesn't mean that they are there making the daily decisions of the board. In order for us to know exactly what they did on the board, we have to see the minutes from the board. It has to tell us, say, Mr. Cummings did this, Mr. Cummings did that, he was at this meeting. Until we get the minutes from the board, we got nothing to say. We can't draw him to nothing. We can't draw her to nothing. Now, I believe that Councilor Bronsky and Mr. Cummings, they make an excellent team to lead Liberia forward. I ask you guys, my good friend Mr. Fagon and some of the others here who are supporting Joseph Boakai, they say the man was in power for 40 years. 40 years, my people. What has he done for 40 years? They can't tell us that some of the policy things that Lamin can be talking about. They can't tell us, my people. Okay, somebody working in government for 40 years. You know what I mean? Then even recently, you're in Ellen government as vice president. Ellen asked him, say, take care of the lottery system, take care of the group of 77. Out in Liberia, you know what I mean? I like the people who are, considered emotionally impaired in our country or physically impaired. I went to find group of 77. The place where they live in, I felt so bad. Okay? This was the vice president's primary responsibility. Until they come back here and show me pictures or otherwise, that the vice president was collecting free money. When they come here and talk about the brokers agreement and they say, oh, Mr. Cummings was on the board, so he should have did this, he brought this. The vice president was sitting in the Senate presiding over these agreements. And when you ask today, Mr. Vice President, what did you advise Ellen to say about these agreements? What did you advise her to say in their cabinet meetings? We can't hear nothing. Me, I'm waiting to hear something at least when it comes. When he come talk, tell me, say me and anyone in the room. This is what I told her. This is she respected my views, or she went contrary to my view, or she didn't agree with my views. But they come here all day and say, oh, we'll go camping for the man. The man will sit down in his house because he already won. We win here, we'll make our case to the Liberian people. Day by day, we'll continue to make our case to the Liberian people because we know we don't want to take our leadership position in Liberia lightly. Okay? We want to work hard now. So when we get into power, we'll work hard for the health system. Y'all saw how the CDC, we can better say we got any good hospital or any clinics with medication in them to treat anybody. We want to work hard to at least include a hospital or build a few hospitals so that Liberian people don't have to go to Ghana or India when they get sick. We want to work on our education system. You know how we're talking since 2016 yesterday? The school closed. Nobody was concerned about that. Mr. Cummings has a plan. There's been so many research. I've seen it. NGOs have been in our country, especially during the wartime. Every single research you want to know about education in our country, we will look at the research, infuse it with culturally sensitive information so that we can address the education sector in our country. The economy, I think yesterday somebody was talking, I was just laughing. Mr. Cummings wants to stop wasteful spending, and he wants to use our agriculture system to add to our revenue. That's what we call our low-hanging fruit. So I'm asking you, Liberians, give Mr. Cummings a chance. He hasn't been a part of corruption in Liberia. He hasn't been a part of government in Liberia. Give Mr. Cummings and Councilor Bronsky a chance so that we can all have a better Liberia. Thank you.
Very much, guys. We want to say we are grateful for the wonderful program. Thank you, Dr. Richardson, Councilor Lamin Pakor, Al Hussein Fadika, Mo Ali. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister Eugene Fagon. Tomorrow we'll be having Ibrahim Darius Dillon, Senator of Moserado County. On Friday, we have Alari Topa. On Saturday, we bring in Josh Solo, and we'll see you guys for the beautiful program. May God bless you. May God keep you. May God bless our country.
Play the music now. Play the cassette.
Ask James to play.
I sing my own music. Please play.
Your music is copyright music.
Your
music is copyright.
Okay,
I'll tell you something about Dr. Francine music.
Thank you.
Stanton, did I tell you about Dr. Francine music?
My man, I'm hungry. I'm going home.
The music say,
you call yourself
That the president used to say, Kumi's that bomb. In America, how you say somebody that bomb? Echo.
Hey, you call yourself baboon. You say monkey makanda so you can go there. Now everything I get from west to west up. Now we human being, we want human being because human being can take care of human being. Baboon, you're not able to take care of that Boakai. You're not able to lead the land of Boakai. Usoja baboon can, baboon can, baboon can, koro baboon can, baboon can not yo. Baboon can not yo, baboon eh. Usoja baboon can dance yo, yo. We get baboon can dance yo, yo. Koro baboon can dance yo, yo. Once upon a time in the jungle, there lived so many animals mixed with human beings. During the days, the village was so peaceful. Everywhere that you go, everyone used to jolly and take their pay on time. After they realized everything was good, Baboon came one day and say he won't become president. Majority of the youth went behind Baboon, and few people went behind Boakai. The headers of the time made a great mistake by even allowing Baboon to run for president. The citizens of the jungle were not satisfied, but for peace sake, they say like a Baboon some time. Oh Lord, oh God, that was the biggest mistake we never will forget. Baboon, you're not able to take care of that Boakai. You're not able to pass the right that Boakai. Usoja Baboon come, Baboon come, Baboon come, yeah, Baboon come, Baboon come and that's yo. Baboon come and that's yo, Baboon again. Usoja Baboon come dance yo, we get Baboon come dance yo, yellow Baboon come dance yo. Baboon chop chop chop, Baboon can I get tired? Baboon chop chop yo, Baboon can I get tired? Baboon chop chop chop, Baboon can I get tired? Baboon chop chop yo, Baboon can I get tired? 25 million, he chop it, 60 billion, he chop it. Now he want shiny, why the other masses are dying? Now he want shiny, why the other masses are dying? Where give the lama, where I go Peter, where Watem Miswa, where Matthew Innes, where Bambutu, where the three brothers, the whole country, that's also cooking, they cooking, 100 million cooking. Baboon can dance, and the people crying too much of your name. Baboon can dance, and the people crying too much of your name. Too much killing their system. When I want you, we want Boakai. Too much killing their system. When I want you, we want Boakai. Waka wise Baboon wike, unati ye know that killing. Waka wise Baboon wike, unati ye know that stealing. You say a long time ago that Mr. Baboon was very wicked. The way you say, oh yeah, but now you know that Lord is wicked. So I said, how they take it? Oh, what they're turning to Soko. All the small children there on the street just to make it. The whole country that's zero. Now una Boakai can rescue. The whole country that's zero. Now una Boakai can rescue. We know it's ready to reggae. What I want, when I be easy. So Boakai and Baboon will catch it, who will see, that who will make it. So Boakai and Baboon will catch it, who will see, that who will make it. How you read, my people, I said, hey, we get. How you read, my people, I said, hey, we get. Hey, we get. Hey, we get. So Ghana Baboon say they will rich. Okana Baboon say they will rich. We get Baboon say they will rich. Oka Baboon say they will rich. They will rich. They will rich. Oh, they will rich. They will rich. They will rich. You agree for them to rich. They will rich. They will rich. They will rich. Let me know they will rich. They will rich. Oh, they will hold. They will hold. They will hold. Now you won't be there talking without talking about Baboon. If Chile won't be take control. Now Boakai they want to run the country. Ha ha. So they're gonna see the year of redemption. Let's go one.
All right, folks. See you tomorrow. By God's willing, the team will be here to bring you another edition. Bye bye from my end.